All right, folks. Hat looks twisted. Sorry. I don't know. It's really crazy looking now. I don't know what I did here. I don't know. I can't fix it. It is what it is. It's messed up. It is what it is, folks. I don't know. Whatever. It's twisted. It is what it is, folks. I haven't wore this hat in a minute. It's looking crazy though. That's better. Sorry. It's really messing with my head right now. Whatever. All right, guys. It's the least of my concerns. Just happy to be here to chop it up with you guys. Sorry, this has been a really crazy start to my morning. I hope you guys are doing okay. I thank you to those who have, joined in at 11 and then maybe, you stuck around for a little bit and then you came back. I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot. Uh, and and thank you to everybody with the well wishes and all the information in the chat. I appreciate you guys. I see it, and you're right. The show is not that important. But my whole thing is like, when it comes to doing this content stuff, it doesn't pay. You know, we do get super chats and stuff like that. But even the super chats, YouTube takes 30% of that, right? So if you got a super chat for $5, just understand that YouTube takes 30% of that $5. I'm just throwing this out there just to give you the point. We get super chats and those contributions that definitely help and appreciate it. But this YouTube thing is not a paid gig. You do it for the love. I enjoy talking about the Knicks. I have a great time with all you guys. This is fun. It's almost like therapy for me. It's something I like to do now. In the beginning, it was just like, okay, let's see what we do and how it goes from here, and then see if we like doing it. But after a while, I've decided and I learned that I really love talking about the Knicks, and being here with you guys. And so I really appreciate doing this. And that being said, the other thing about YouTube is like, when you get into YouTube, you get to a certain point, you get in the algorithm. At least you hope to get in the algorithm. And I think for the most part, we're some part of that algorithm. But after a while, what happens is it's a computer, So eventually, when it doesn't see you or you don't have a show, you start to kind of go down a little bit in the algorithm. It's not a big deal. You'll still be there somewhere, but then it becomes where the show doesn't pop up for some people if they don't have all their notifications turned on. That's why it's always important to set your notifications to all, so you see whenever a show that you're subscribed to drops content. Because if not, you miss it. There's shows that I've been subscribed to that I didn't even know still existed because I never seen anything from them. And then I realized what's going on here. And then I checked and I found out how this whole thing works a while ago, that you got to select all notifications because people are pumping out videos and you don't even see them. So my point being is that, when you miss some time, YouTube starts to kind of drop you down a little bit. A couple weeks back, we were all on vacation, so we missed a week of shows. A while before that, my wife has been sick, so I take whatever time I need for that, but I may have missed a show or two. And so all that stuff starts to play around with the algorithm. So, this Monday I couldn't do a show. Thursday for the MBK network, the NBA report, we weren't able to do that. I was in the hospital. My wife was actually getting surgery. So, that stuff is priority for me, but the other part of it is I understand how YouTube works, and I want to make sure that, the hard work that we have done and put into the channel for the past 2 years or so doesn't go, wasted. So, yeah, and that's why I'm here right now. Trying to do as much as I can to keep everything, to where it is. But once again, I thank you all for, your well wishes and sticking by me and sticking by the show. Some of you may already know, some of you may not know. My wife has been, pretty sick, dealing with some stuff. And it has been something that she actually has been dealing with over 8 years now. But then about 3 months ago, we all got COVID. And if you guys don't already know, COVID makes everything worse. And damn it, I shouldn't even say that. Sorry, YouTube, it might demonetize me. Sorry, we were all in health and safety protocols. My bad. No C word. Damn it. But anyway, so because of that, whatever she was dealing with got worse. And so this past week, she decided to have surgery to kind of help with certain situations. And, we just got home last night. Like, she was just released from the hospital last night. She was there for a week. And so I'm telling you guys this because this is something that you can all relate to, or you might go through it yourself. So it's something to keep in mind. Make sure you get all the information you can from the doctors or whoever, the medical staff, whoever you're dealing with before you leave the hospital. Because once you leave the hospital, there's questions that go unanswered. You can't get answers. If you happen to leave on a Friday night like we did, and the next day is Saturday, you call a number, it's closed because it's the weekend. Like, it's crazy. So we left the hospital. My wife needs medication, and I had to fill the prescriptions. I go to fill the prescriptions, and then the pharmacy doesn't have exactly what she needs. So they tell me there's another pharmacy down the road. Go over there. I go. That pharmacy doesn't have what she needs. I have to go to another pharmacy. Don't have it. Go to another pharmacy. Don't have it. I went to 5 pharmacies, and I even went to Whole Foods. I didn't even know Whole Foods sold medication or vitamins and stuff like that and different things, but they do. They didn't have it either. So needless to say, I wound up getting something eventually, but I was out the house like 9 a.m. and I thought I'd be back well in time, eat breakfast, do what I got to do, have the show ready. I got back at 11:30. So, and then I still had to deal with something because my wife wasn't feeling too good. Had to call a medical provider, see what's going on, see if they could talk to us, make sure everything's right. But yeah, it's just a whole lot of stuff, man. Just crazy stuff to deal with. As I say, we're all, getting older in life. I know I'm getting older. I'm in my 40s. So take care of yourselves. Make sure you make your appointments, stay on top of your health. But if you are sick or need any help, go to the doctor right away and take care of it. And then once you get to the doctor, make sure that they tell you everything you need to know and ask questions, because you could be in a situation where you're stuck and don't have the answers you need, and it can make your life miserable for that period of time. So yeah, that's the story. But thank you guys once again for hanging in there with me. Appreciate it. And yeah, man, let's get into the show, man. Let's talk that talk. But let me shout all you guys out. If there was ever a day that you deserve it, whether you were here from the beginning or you just got here now, much love and respect to all of y'all. Shop Powers, salute to you. Appreciate you, my brother. Kareem Grant, same to you. Appreciate you, my brother. What up, twin? JJ, salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you. Andy's a good dude, man, because he always knows how to put a little humor in any situation. Thank you, International Andy. And look, I said this before, but you weren't here to hear it. Dude, Let's go. Could we get a little international Andy flow? We haven't seen it in a minute, bro. Come on, man. You got a lot of information out there. Like, I would love to hear about, what's going on with Rokas. I haven't heard anything about Rokas in a while. I almost forgot we had Rokas. So if you know any information, it would be nice to, maybe you should do an MBK thing and update everybody on what's the status with Rokas, and if there's anybody else. Even you can even take the time to highlight, like, say there's one of the best players internationally that's, all over everybody's mind. And I don't mean Wembanyama Rama over there. Everybody knows about him now. But if there's somebody that's really good, that may be somebody that's going to be on NBA's radar and stuff like that, do a show about that. Intertwine it so you have some information that we definitely don't have, man. You're on the front lines over there. Appreciate you, Andy. Thank you, my brother. David L. Appreciate you, bro. Good to see you. He said, I go to sleep, Knicks won. Wake up, Knicks won. That just says we spanking teams. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, bro. It's a beautiful thing. Let me just do this, make this change. Okay, that's sent. Cool. All right. Deron Wayne is in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you. Oh, and look, this is supposed to be the morning cup of Joe, but since I've been out all morning, haven't had it. I'm getting it now. Or Joanne, no gender issues here. That's good. Yeah. All right. Dwayne Dennis is in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you as always. Thank you, JJ. Thank you. Called Mega. What's good, my bro? Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's just crazy, wild stuff, man. This has been a wild 3 months. Wild 3 months. I hope we're on the road, the path to recovery, and much better health for my wife. Because it takes the toll. Anytime a family member is sick, it takes its toll on everybody in the family. Me, my wife, my son, all of us, but especially my wife, because she's the one who has to deal with it. And I never want her to feel like she's a burden, or not someone that deserves all of this. It's just that it's just really tough, man. There's so much stuff. You guys have no idea. And the other thing is, I don't know how it is in most of you guys' households, but usually the woman of the house is the one who runs the show. She's running the ship. So you're so used to her handling and doing everything that when you have to do it, let me tell you, man, they say a woman's work is never done. That is the truth. That is the truth. I understand that 100% now. I really do. Shout out to Angel Torres. What's good, brother? Hope you're doing all right. E. Gibson in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Ashley Inc. What's good, Wiz? Hopefully you're doing all right, bro. Geraldine McIver, the first lady of Still Knicks fans and the Knicks community. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate you, Geraldine. We survived. Survived. We surveyed 100 people. The Sphy Hive is in the building. Was good, bro. Appreciate you. Hey, all right. Nev the Disruptor is a new member. Appreciate you, Nev. Thank you. Thank you for joining the fray. Appreciate you, my brother. Let's see here. Cully is in the building. Let's go. That's good, Cully Goat. Good to see you. Thank you, Dwayne Dennis. Appreciate you, my bro. CC is in the building. My guy, the real Cartagena is here. What's going on? Appreciate you. All right, we're almost going to get cracking on this Knicks stuff, man. I just want to give everybody a shout out. Like I said, more than ever today, because y'all been hanging with me, being here, coming in and out. I appreciate you. You could be doing anything today, and you're giving your time to be here and rock with me. Building Blocks is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for being here. And thank you, man. And yeah, you know what? This part, it is that for me. It does help. So I appreciate that part of it too. Thank you, my bro. Glamour Knicks. Hey, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I was close to doing it, but each time I was getting close, then I was like, there was a little glimmer of hope. So I was like, you know what? Let me, if everybody will stick it out and be there, then I'll try to do it. Pudge Nice is in the building. Now we here now, man. We here. We somehow made it work. Appreciate you, bro. Wonder Woman is here. Salute to you. Thank you. Appreciate you as always. Ron Sarmiento is in the building. What's good, Ron? Appreciate you, bro. Will Salkin is here. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Jiggerman Porto is in the building. 1/3 of the beautiful crew over there at the Knicks Morning Brew. Thank you guys, all of y'all, man. Jiggerman, your brother Phil, my guy Hector, always putting out that good content. Guys, like I always say, check out, Knicks Morning Brew on the Degen Sports Network, man. Also, you can check out Yankees Morning Brew too, in between. I think Knicks Morning Brew is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Yankees Morning Brew is Tuesday and Thursday. So definitely check them out, man. Excuse me. Eddie F is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. My guy, Legion of Knicks podcast, Guillermo's in the building. Salute, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for sliding in, man. And thank you, Eddie F, once again. Visions is in the building. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here, man. Glad to see you, bro. Oh my goodness. Wow. Eddie F, really, man. Damn. Definitely, this is not necessary, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. I don't know what to say. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said, Ron, please buy dinner for your family on us. Canteen Wireless. Oh, wow. Canteen Wireless, man. Thank you. Thank you. I did not know that. Appreciate you. And shout out to you guys for working and rocking with my guys, Hard Will, Worldwide L, For the Love of the Game. Once again, check that show out, man. For the Love of the Game, the number 4, OUR, Love of the Game. Definitely great content, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Craig is in the building. Salute. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you as always. El Servi is here. What's good, El Servi? Thank you. Paris Duggar is in the building. Thank you for the generous super chat, Paris. He said, I hope all went well with you and your wife's health situation, and blessings to her and the family health going forward, Ron. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Paris. As always, man. You know how not only, us at Still Knicks fans, myself, John, and Jose feel about you, but you know how the whole Knicks community feels about you, your takes, the fact that you support all the shows, your contributions when you don't have to do it. Yeah, there's not much more I can say. We all appreciate you, bro. Definitely. Infamous New King is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Kaiser Soze is here. Appreciate you, my brother. Good to see you. Shaw Legacy in the building. He said, Ron, salute. Blessings to you and your family, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. The Smoking Nick is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Anna Grill is in the building. What's good? Salute. Salute. Ken is here. Salute. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. All right, I'm rounding out, guys. Lion of Judah, shalom, my brother. Ron, and blessings to your wife for recovery and healthcare for her surgery. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Once again, I can't thank you all enough. All right, got through it, and then obviously, thank you to anybody who is tuned in that may not be in the chat. I know that the chat is not for everybody. Some people don't feel as comfortable jumping in. No problem whatsoever. Just thank you for being here and watching the show and rocking with us. So let's get to it. And you know what? Let me throw this in the in the chat just so it's out there. If anybody wants to jump in and chop it up, by all means, you're welcome. Yeah, man. Okay, cool. All right. So guys, man, where do we go from here with these Knicks? These Knicks are I've been saying it. I said it for the past few months now. This team is Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know what they are. They're a streaky team, no doubt about it. They stay streaking, yo. Oh, damn it. I slipped on that one. I should have put up that. I really should have got the dude from, old school. Like, we're going streaking. I should have had that ready. That's my fault. Next time. Yeah, these Knicks are just funky, man. I don't know how you go from winning 8 in a row, losing 5 in a row, winning 4 in a row or 5 in a row, whatever it was, then losing 3. Like, that's all they do. They just go on streaks. It's crazy. It's so crazy. And let me see what that's actually Pudge Nice said, shout out to the fans who made the right predictions this year. Interesting, because you know what? I actually want to see something real quick. Let me see how realistic it looks. What is it looking like? Teams, let's go to the Knicks. All right. All right, cool. So that's all right. And let's take a look at the standings real quick. All right. So the Knicks are currently 27 and 23. That's a 54% mark right there. 8 games back of first. They've won 2 in a row. So 27 and 23. That's exactly 50 games, folks. So we got 32 games left. What did I say the Knicks were going to get to this year? I said first I said 46, and then after everything, I changed it to 44. It was either 44 or 43, but I'll go with 44. So, 27 wins right now. Man, that's another 17. Oof. I don't know. 17 out of the next 32. It could happen, especially the way these Knicks are so streaky. I don't know what to say, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. I see Nev is in the building. Let me bring Nev in here. Nev.
Yo, what's going on?
What's happening, man? How you
Nothing
doing?
much. Good, man.
Man.
I see you.
What's it say?
Yeah. See you talking about our streakiness.
Man, it's incredible, bro.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it whatsoever. We got to
Well,
be the streakiest team in the NBA.
yeah, because what happened is that early on in the season, Tom only wanted to play like 7 guys. So he was doing that for a while. It was like they said it was really a 9-man rotation, but in essence, it was more like 7. So when we had the injury bug, when that hit us, the other guys that were not really getting minutes needed to step up. So that's why we struggle for a while. That's why we tend to go. We're a roller coaster team because when you play a certain amount of guys and you're really not concentrating on the other guys, it's like, hey, we're getting away with this. Let's push it.
Mm-hmm.
When it's a long season, when you have injuries or players cannot run it out of gas, all of a sudden the players you need to count on they are not ready. All players were not ready. Yeah. It took them a while, for players to get ready. And
Yeah.
that to me, that should have happened after he settled the team down and got them on a winning streak. He should have been incorporating some of our bench players back into the mix and extend the rotation. That did not happen. It only happens because of the injuries, and
Right.
that's the only reason why. Otherwise, he would push it. He would continue to push it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're right.
So
It's
yeah.
true. Shout out to the chat once again. Almighty Finesse, I see you. What's good, my brother? Alex Isaac is in the building. Salute to you. He said the team is growing, Ron. They're just learning to win, man. This is growth. You know what? And I'm glad that you're looking at it that way, Alex, because and I hope a lot other Knicks fans are looking at it that way too. There's a lot to be upset about when the Knicks do something wrong. There's still some things to clean up with this team. They're not perfect by any means, right? But when the team is showing you heart, a will to win, when they're showing up in big games or big spots, even when things, aren't going the way you want them to go, and they're pulling out the victory, you have to applaud and acknowledge them for their effort and what they're trying to do. They don't have a superstar on this team. Julius Randle is an all-star. I agree with everybody else is saying right now. He is definitely an all-star to me this year. He's playing great. I think he's playing better than he played 2 years ago, in my opinion, because there's so much pressure on him with the, Jalen Brunson being here and the team expecting to do a little bit more than they did before, with the eyes on him because of his negative things that happened last year. And with the fact that as far as basketball goes, last year was a down year for him. So there was a lot of pressure for him to get things right. In the offseason, we saw how he was working out. I mean, we always see him working out. I mean, he's a specimen. Julius does his thing, but this offseason seemed a little different. He seemed to be doing things differently. He said he got a lot more sleep. He was taking care of his body. He's eating better. He's on a different diet. He's been talking to a life coach, getting his mental right. Hold on. You know what? I ain't even gonna do it. You know what I mean? Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Let me see if I got it for you, Julius. The newfound, the still Knicks energy. There you go, Julius. You deserve that, man. You gotta guys, we gotta give credit where credit is due. I know some people have been turned off to Julius because of the stuff that's happened over the years. I myself was not happy with what I saw last year. I was turned off for a minute. So, but I appreciate that he's doing what he's got to do this year. And also, one other thing that matters to me is I look at it like, now I don't care what happens behind the scenes because I don't see it. I'm not there. When I looked at Julius, at some points, I felt like he wasn't a great teammate. Now, the teammates used to say, no, Julius is a good guy. He's always, we don't see it. I see other people doing stuff on the court. I didn't see it from him. But this year, I have seen Julius do all of that stuff. I've seen him pick up his teammate. I've seen him talk to all his teammates throughout all the games now. Now he's more vocal. I've seen him go to Mitch and talk to him personally and try to tell him something. I've seen him talk to Quickly, and I've seen him do all of this that I wasn't seeing before. So I ain't got nothing to say about Julius. Julius has changed everything the way I thought he would, and he's done it. Kudos to Julius, and I think everybody should kind of get off of Julius's back. Let's just worry about him playing basketball. If he doesn't do something right, we'll critique him for that specifically. But let's let Julius be. He's done. He's turned it around. So let's give Julius his due.
I think I have a different perspective. I like to say Julius is playing at an all-star level because to me, an all-star is somebody who make it once and continue to make it. So I tend to think of them as an. Otherwise, you play at the all-star level. You haven't. They haven't been selected to the all-star, but you can be selected to the all-star. So Julius is at that stage because of his deplorable play last year. He had to come back up to that level.
Right.
So now he's playing at that level where we can say he's at a. He's most likely going to be an all-star this year, but it still hasn't happened.
Right, it's true, yeah. But to me, it doesn't matter. I don't, even if it doesn't happen, it don't matter to me.
Yeah, I Julius think it will happen.
Julius is an all-star in my eyes.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of guys get snubbed. Devin Booker used to get snubbed all the time, and this dude was balling out. So, I get it though. But I hear you.
Yeah.
Let me get my guy Jay Boogie in here. Jay Boogie, what's up, brother?
Yo, blessings, my brother. First thing first, man. Hope everything is all well with you and the family. Always have my blessings. I'm praying for your health and your strength. Let me do that thing first. You know what I'm saying? Hope the madam is getting more leaning towards 100%. And blessings and health, happiness to you, my brother Nims, and everybody that's in the chat. Hope that if anybody's going through anything, we don't pray that you don't only go through it, but you get through it. You know what I'm saying? And we always look for the better days to come, man. Happy Saturday, everybody, man. I just came to rock with you for a minute. I'm in my Batmobile right now, so I'm doing a lot of driving right now. But I just wanted to come and rock with you just for a second, and get out of everybody's way. But reason why I say that while y'all talking about Julius, it was on this very here show, and this very man right here, Ron is the one that put out the picture of me and Julius Randle in the backstage, and I told y'all on this show that I had a good conversation with Julius after he told the security lady, nah, he with me. That showed me how much, of a person he is as far as with the fans. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all going back, Julius started this thing, what he's doing right now when he played in the city league, in the tournaments where you can come and see the fans and they can say and feel however they want to you. Not like Madison Square Garden. You in a local gym. Julius' comeback started then. But what I'm sharing with y'all is Julius told me, when I told Julius, man, I got a track I'm trying to do and bring back on you, man. What's up? What you going to do? And I told y'all on this very show that Julius had told me, I'm back. You can tell the people I'm coming. And that was over a month and a half, 2 months ago, maybe. Something like that right there, Ron, when I said that here on the show.
Yeah.
And he's came out with his own word. He's backed up to his word to me, what he said. And I'm just resharing that because when you go through what he go through, you know what I'm saying? He's facing the music. He know the situation. Only thing that really gave him a bad season last year, one was the situation with the crowd. Two was our record. So he had to take the blame for everything. But that man has corrected all that and came back and faced the music. So, you know what I'm saying? Right now, what Julius is doing, he's showing you I'm a new person. I got a different attitude, and I'm more than willing to play not for me, but for the team and the organization and the fans. You know what I'm saying? So what he's putting out there on the floor on a daily basis, he's only getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? He got different levels that he's getting to, And let me find out he's starting to learn how to close out on games. Let's start with Cleveland. Let's start with Boston. It's always something that we say towards Julius that he has to prove, you know what I'm saying, to us. But sooner or later, we're going to have to accept what Julius is doing if you haven't done it already. All this all-star talk right there, us is in our heart, we know Julius is an all-star. If you don't know Julius is an all-star, then, you know what I'm saying, that's just more hate that you're putting on top of that man. You know what I'm saying? That man got a lesser turnover ratio. We quote that man about his turnovers more than anybody. He got lesser turnovers than LeBron, lesser turnovers than the Greek. You know what I'm saying? He's up there with these guys. You know what I'm saying? In the first quarter, he might be number one in scoring now if he ain't number two. I know Katie was there, but he wasn't playing. So I'm just saying that Julius is doing this thing, night in, night out. So when I told Julius I'm gonna work on a song, I finally figured out what it is. I'm gonna bring it out very soon. I gotta just finish it up. But the song is gonna be called No Days Off. No Games Off. Pardon me. It's called No Games Off because what he's doing compared to all these other guys that take games off right there is unmatchable. You know what I mean? Night in, night out. I'm here. I'm there. How many minutes you want me to play, coach? I ain't giving up. I'm going all the way out. And shout out to Tom the other night against Boston, 4 minutes left in the game, and the Knicks went on a run. He even called Julius back to the seat. Yo, come on back. Ain't no need for you to go back in there and finish out this half. They rocking. But then when they went on a run, Boston called a timeout. He stuck them back in there with like a minute some change, you know what I'm saying? But things are getting better for the New York Knicks, and if they're better for the Knicks, they're better for the fans. They give you a better conversation. But if you don't have a great conversation, a good conversation for the Knicks, then it's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? But we know we're not a championship team. We know we're not there. We're not going to win the Eastern Conference Finals and all that there. But we are heading in the right direction. From the basement to the middle of the pack, the only way we can go from here on out is going up. I don't look for the Knicks to go further down no more, you know what I'm saying? And so God blesses to the team. Everybody continue to stay in health. When Mitch come back, man, we go on a strong run. And stop always using this scenario, the schedule is so tough and all that. So what? That's when the schedule get tough. That's when you play your best. That's when you know how good the team is. That's when you know if the team is ready. That's when you know if the team got that effort in them. Every time we come up with the schedule, oh man, we got this, we got that, oh this, that. So what, man? They put their jerseys on like we put our jerseys on. Them guys is in the building, and when you play the Knicks, you're gonna have a hard fight. If you don't believe that, listen to some of these other stations that be airing. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to our station so much. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the other airways. Listen to the Chicago station. Listen to the Toronto station. Listen to the Cleveland station. Listen to what Boston and me saying. Oh, here come the Knicks. And you know it's a tough battle. You know what I'm saying? Julius is on one and all that. How come they can talk about us better than what we talk about ourselves, man? Listen to some of these other people when you watch and listen to these games instead of listening to the same game and they saying the same things that we already know. So I want to hear from the other way. How you think about me? How you feel about me? Am I on one? Am I coming? You scared of me? You facing the music? Man, Julius had a lot of band-aids that he was handing out the other day. What I mean by the band-aids, every time you heard the announcer, Julius is stopping the bleeding. Yeah, take this band-aid, big time shot, bang. Take a band-aid, big time play, bang. Take a band-aid, big time effort, bang. Take a band-aid, big time win after everybody thought we was going to lose in overtime, man. So I just wanted to go ahead and just lay that down, get everybody in the right spirit. Now, we on our way to the YMCA. Y'all don't know what that is? That's over there where Brooklyn play, you know what I'm saying? I got the word that they had the date mixed up. They thought they was going to have an indoor track and field. No, they took the track up and all that. The ping pong tables up out of there, air hockey and all that up out of the building. The Knicks, we in the building, man. We coming to hand. I've been 3 big boy wins in a row. Cleveland, Boston, and the Brooklyn, Jersey Nets. That's what we doing, man. Salute, salute, salute. 3 cap S's. Anybody got something they will say? I'm gonna list for a few more minutes before I get. But I pulled over on the side of the road to rock to support my man Ron. And hit them like buttons, please, man. Hit them like buttons, man. There's not enough like buttons going on. You know what I'm saying? We treating the like button like we treat Julius Randle All-Star button, man. Get them up there, man. Light them up.
Appreciate you, my man, Jay Boogie. Damn, man. Let them know what you're thinking, my brother. Damn. Appreciate you, as always. Let me get my guy, Smoking Nick, in the building. What's good?
Salute, 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 salute. Jay Boogie, I just wanted you to know, Ron, you already know what time it is. Jay Boogie, you're a motivational speaker, man. Every time I hear you talk, I just want to get up and start doing something. I don't know what it is that I'm going to do, but I know I'm going to do something. You feel what I'm saying?
That's what's up, my brother. Just long as it's healthy and safe, my brother.
Correct. Partially, but you know what time it
is.
Yeah, man.
I second the thought of everything that Jay Boogie just said, man. We need to keep high spirits and focus on the good, because we could be just receiving all bad. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes, life is an up and down. It's a roller coaster. So not everything is going to look like how we want it to look or how we may perceive it or whatever the case may be. But I feel like this team is fighting every single night. We doing what we supposed to do. The people that we want to show up is showing up. You know what I mean? They might not show up. It might not look or be wrapped in the best present with the best bow. You know what I mean? But they giving you what you asked for. We competitive and we grinding. So that's all we really can ask for, man.
Yeah, it's very true, man. Like I'm not a hater by any means. Never have been with any of my teams, and some of my teams is pretty bad. So, but I've stuck it out with them, and they've turned it around. My Mets are getting a lot better. My Giants are in the right direction, but we had some dark times. So I know what it is. I'm a real fan. These are my teams. I'm a fan of the goods and the bad. So, yeah, man. It is what it is, man. The Knicks are playing with heart. They are, and that's the other thing. When you make so many mistakes, someone said this. Was it Sim who said this on MBK? I don't know. I think it was Sim. It might have been. But when you make so many mistakes in fourth quarters of games, trying to close out, eventually you start to get it right. Like, you've seen it all. You're doing all types of things. You found out every which way to lose. Like after a while, you start to say, okay, well, I know I did this last time. I ain't gonna do this again. Let me try this. The last time they did this to us, they were able to get back in the game. Let's try this. As players, they start to figure it out. And that's what the Knicks need. These guys, they're a very young team for the most part. And some of these guys are still getting their feet wet in these tough, clutch situations. You got Grimes playing big minutes at certain situations. Deuce McBride is out there in pivotal times, playing really good defense, by the way. We know how his offense has been going. But, they're learning. And even RJ and Julius, who have been kind of holding this team down for these years, they've been in these situations and they've kind of, they got a little flustered at certain times when teams have get hitting with different looks and different things that kind of took them out of the comfort zone. But even that, after a while, you start to even figure out what you got to do when it comes to those situations. We already seen, listen, not for nothing, RJ got to be one of the most clutch people in the NBA. He don't hit it all the time, but he's hit some shots, whether it be to win a game or to tie a game or get us close enough. RJ has been there. He may have struggled.
I would say the gene is in his body.
I agree with that.
He has that mutant gene. It just haven't came out fully yet. I'll say that.
I like that. I can agree with that.
We got to give them. We got to give guys like that do things like what RJ did. You know, the other night, a lot of more promotion. See, you know, like when Brunson scored all them points, that big boy gave 40-something, and we lost. You know what I'm saying? You heard nothing about him scoring them points. When RJ scored all them points, them 40-some points, and we lost that game, you heard nothing about those games. But throughout the Boston game, you know what I'm saying, RJ had a bad game throughout that whole game. So these are the words of my man JD from Sports Talk. You know, I like to always reiterate what somebody else says, you know what I'm saying, because certain things should carry across the way. So when he said that, why can't we, you know, give the same appreciation for when a person has a bad game, but then he turns it on and wins the game? You know what I'm saying? That should wipe out the bad game he had. So we shouldn't even talk about that no more. The same way and vice versa, when you have a good game and you miss shots at the end, you know what I'm saying? That's all you remember. But, you know, for RJ, you know what I'm saying, to stay focused, you know what I'm saying, and stay ready and stay prepared to knock down that big boy shot, and then to also knock down them big boy free throws, which we know as of last year, him and Julius both looked like they never wanted to shoot free throws. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep that same energy when you have a bad game, but you finish the game in clutch fashion. We got to keep that same energy, but when you have a good game and you sell out in the clutch fashion, twist that around and keep that same energy.
I agree.
I agree with that too. That's a good point. We do that a lot, but you know, that's a fan thing, but more importantly, it's like an East Coast thing. Because I tell you, man, East Coast fans are some of the toughest. Because it's not just Knicks fans. I mean, I'm not New York fans, should I say? Philadelphia fans be like that too with their players. Like, they're rough out here. So
we just downers. We don't really look on the bright side. We just look for the worst. We always expect.
Hey, Ron,
expect the worst.
I gotta go. So.
Oh, okay, Nev.
All right.
I appreciate you, brother.
Nev, the disruptor.
Everybody. Later.
Nev, I disagree. Right, you can't leave.
I like it.
Nev. Thank you, bro.
No problem.
Yeah, that's the case. Like that, we never satisfied. We want to see perfection. We want to see greatness. I don't know if it is. I mean, is our fan base egotistical? Do we want to be better than everybody else all the time?
I always say that we have a caviar taste with a hot dog budget. You know what I mean? Because we expect championships, but we've been getting, you know what I mean? We've been below that for so long. Now that we back to being average and competitive, we thinking championships again. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, just enjoy the ride for what it is right now and live within the moment. And you know what I mean? Stop looking so far ahead all the time and just appreciate what you have, because you might not have it. You know what I mean? We could not have certain players on our teams right now, and we could be real bottom feeders. And most of these dudes that say they want to be there would not like that at all.
I mean, there's some truth to that. I hear you on that. Shout out to Eric Surreal. I see you. Salute. Appreciate you. Paris Douglas says Agenda Brenda fans, they stuck in their own narrative.
Correct.
Yeah, man. You know, D-Raz says I'm a hater, don't like the cat. Like, okay, I hear you. I mean, look, the other side of it is there's gonna be fans who just want to see good basketball, and sometimes, you know, the Knicks don't always play good basketball. I get it. It is what it is. We got some certain systems in place that are very vanilla. So that's one. And then two, sometimes guys don't execute the way you'd like them to execute. That's our Knicks. We have to deal with the good and deal with the bad and hope that they continue to grow and feel confident. Because I tell you another thing about being a sports professional, confidence has a lot to do with it. And this Knicks team is playing in a way that looks like they're starting to build on their confidence. Like, I think this win over Boston was huge.
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you. Was huge for them. You know, I think the win over Boston is going to help the Knicks, you know, because they could say, like, you know what? This was a grinded out, tough game. We played them well. They're the best team in the league, and we deserve to win because they deserve to win. They did enough down the stretch to win the game. Could they have won earlier before we got to OT?
Yeah, we should have closed them out. We should have closed them out for sure.
Yes, definitely.
But that's the roller coaster of just being a Knicks fan, man. It has to be a heartthrob. It has to be a thriller. You know, it has to be like that last scene in the moment, the closing act of a movie. You know what I mean? It has to be theatrical, else, you know what I mean? But that makes it even more reason to appreciate it even more. It was theatrical. It was a nail biter, and we did it though, you know. And to hopefully tonight is not a similar performance. We would like to, if we have a chance to put our foot on their necks, you know, squeeze the air out. That's what I would prefer. You know what I mean? Like everybody else, but we secretly a glutton for punishment. We like winning them close games. We like the thrillers, you know. I know it's a heart attack arising, you know, cardiac arrest right around the corner, but I prefer those thrillers, man. That the emotional roller coasters it's just more excitement, you know. It gives you more reason to be a Knicks fan when you win those close games. It was exciting. You thought you might have lost, but you came back and then you pulled it out. It's like, you know what I mean? It's great, you know, in my mind.
No, I hear you. I mean, that when you forced to witness the same type of play and the same type of antics, you kind of get used to it, and then you know you kind of expect it, and you know it is what it is. Like, this is the Knicks, so.
And they remind me of like the Giants with Eli. Like, we would lose the games, and then we'd be losing all game, and then in the fourth quarter he just turned it up, and then all of a sudden I'm screaming at people at the bar, going crazy because I told them all game. That's what they remind me of right now.
That's a fact. That's 100%. And let me tell you once again, if the Knicks could figure out a way, and I don't know, to me when I look at stuff like that, I kind of tie it to the coach because he's been here when it's happening, and that's the common denominator, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think they have to really figure out a way to really learn how to focus better in the last minutes of these fourth quarter games. The last 6 or 7 minutes, they got to figure out whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not an athlete. I'm not a professional player, but there's something that these guys get that they turn on in these moments. It's not just a clutch gene that these guys have in them. It's just also basketball smarts, kind of knowing what to expect, calm and cool and collected throughout all of the craziness, knocking down your free throws, making the right passes, not turning the ball over, just playing smart basketball. The Knicks got to figure that out. And you know, I think they can do it. It's just that unfortunately there's so many question marks with regards to certain things like the offense. Sometimes Jalen Brunson has been making mistakes lately and, you know, turning the ball over or going super ISO because he feels that's what the Knicks need. Well, we need it because we're not getting it from other places. So he feels like he has to do it. If we could get another offensive player in here, a little bit more solid, you know, don't get me wrong. I like Grimes. I think Grimes is very streaky. Deuce doesn't have an offensive game. RJ can be hit or miss. When he's on, he's great. Sometimes he's not. You need one more guy who can fill it up, get a bucket for you. A Gary Trent Jr. guy like that, somebody like that you can get maybe without giving up too much might really help this team. A guy who can knock it down from all areas, but just get you some buckets, like to keep you in the game. Because you got Julius, you know what Brunson can do. You got one more guy, and then RJ is the icing. That is a team that is tough to beat and can hang with other teams. It's not an elite team, but it's a team that could win a lot of games and at least be in the conversation. And then, of course, you might have to address something else, whether you get a superstar down the line or your one or two defensive players, like you switch the roster around away, because this Knicks team can still win if they
kind of feel like
defense.
I kind of agree with you that we do need one more player, but we talking organizations, right? So these organizations know we one or two players away. So they got to go up against us every single night. And they run the organizations, and they've been to college, and they got their MBAs, and you know what I mean, and all that too. So they already know, like, damn, they tough with the players that we have already, right? So teams ain't trying to help us, man. I'm just gonna keep it real. Not that we shouldn't get the player or we shouldn't pursue a player, we should, right? But they're not looking to help us when they got to go up against us every single night. So they're gonna try to fleece us because they think we thirsty. You know what I mean?
Right.
When we just been slow grinding and our thirst meter is not as high. Well, the fans and the organization are two different things, right? The organization thirst meter ain't as high as the fans thirst meter.
Right.
Those are two different things, right? So the organization been slow playing it, and the fans want to, quick roast. So those are two different things. Do I think they're working on something and trying to do something? Yes, I do. If something doesn't happen, I would not be surprised because I've been paying attention to how the organization been moving.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I mean, that's fair. I would say that's definitely an issue that you have to deal with. Some of these teams don't want to deal with us. Obviously, they don't want to make our team better, and their team is not benefiting that much from it. But there's also some teams out there that are in a little bit of a limbo, right? Like Toronto's in limbo. Toronto has been there, they've won, right? And then for whatever reason, they haven't really been able to get back to where they was. So they're kind of somewhere in the middle. They're dangerous.
Trade a Scotty then. Trade a Scotty Barnes if you in the middle. Give me Scotty.
Yeah.
Give me Scotty.
Nah, they're not gonna give up Scotty. The word is they get ready.
I'm just saying that's what I want. I want your best prospect. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I don't even need Scotty. I need somebody else that's going to give me a major bucket. I need Julius to stay on that phone talking to his ex-roommate because things over there in Phoenix is not going to continue to last long. When Chris Paul is gone, that thing is over with. And it's very close to being over with. Too many dominant teams over there. And right now, I think Booker ain't going to want to continue on wasting, as he continue to walk into his prime. But for right now, I think we all right. I just need RJ to step his game up a whole lot more. We can get a couple of pieces for the bench, but the next major piece that we put on our team has to be the number one, where Julius can be number two, RJ can be the three, and Brunson can figure out how he's going to critique everything. That's what I would like, you know what I'm saying? But for right now, I need RJ to turn his game up and become more consistent. He's too inconsistent. I need him to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? The first priority is, number one is, you're not checking the number one offensive play on defense no more.
You said that last night. I told my girl that was a great point that you made last night.
Number two is on the offensive end. When you're on the offense, the number two defensive player is not checking you.
That's another great point.
Therefore, you need to turn your game up a whole lot more. And yes, we all know that, we wish the other night that Grimes would knock down some more of those open shots, but then you got to pay attention to the legs he used. I'd rather have his legs on defense than what he did the last two games. And playing against, two elite players. One is a guard and one is a small forward / power forward. You know what I'm saying? With Donovan and then playing Tatum. You're not going to have your legs for everything. But if you constantly give me your legs on defense, I accept that. I swap that out for you, Brunson. That's me as a person that watches the game. Yeah, go ahead.
Boogie, like, to emphasize on what you're saying, Randall and Brunson is making the game easier for him. So the pressure is not on him as much as it was before.
Exactly.
So he should, and I get why. It's a learning process, it's a curve, it's an adjustment period to changing your game for other people that gets more of a role than you. And when you've been pounding the basketball for the past 2 years or 3 years, whatever the case may be, right? But I feel like it's been taking him too long to adjust. You know what I mean? He flashes. He's like a frying pan. You know what I mean? As soon as you throw the chicken in there, when the oil is hot, you start popping, but then eventually the sizzle go down. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why he had the bad game, but he knew he had to redeem himself, because it's like, yeah, you can have a bad game, but when these two dudes are dragging you, damn near putting up 60 points by themselves, right? 60, 70 points by themselves, you got to at least hit one. What are you doing out there? especially after, oh, I want to be an all-star, I want to do this. Then you can't turn around and just disappear in every single game after, because people are going to hold you accountable, right? Because we have to. These are the words that came out of your mouth. So now, when you disappear in big moments, it's going to be unacceptable. That's why we went crazy on RJ in the first place, right? Especially me. So
RJ just has to stay ready.
Correct.
That's the thing that he needs to do. Just stay ready. You know what I'm saying? And not try to continue on going outside of his game which is not capable of certain things. You want to have the moves and arm moves, the step back, the side steps. You know what I'm saying, and all that. Nah, just keep it basic and simple. That's why Grimes' game stands out. He keep it basic and simple. We know Grimes was a scorer in college. You know what I'm saying, but this is not what we're needing from Grimes. So he realizes what we don't need, and he's adapting his game. Okay, they need me to be the solid defensive player, and from time to time be ready to catch a shoot. You know what I'm saying, and knock down some shots. If not, pass the ball, cut again.
Yeah, cut.
Fake, I'm driving to the basket. But my number one priority on this team is for me to be checking the best guard on the team. You'll see him chasing Kyrie around today. You know what I'm saying? He's taking on those assignments.
Filling the need. Filling the need.
We just need RJ to stay consistent and stay ready. We know you want to be the man. We know you a lot of the fans was pointing at RJ, this is RJ's team and all this and that.
That's
RJ doing what he's doing. All I'm saying is, could you imagine if Julius wasn't on his team and they made him to be the number one?
Oh God,
what would we be looking like, and where would we be? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the things that you ask for is not the best things that you should get. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, the things that you don't want might be the best thing for you. And right now, RJ, if he just stay consistent and stay ready and stay anywhere from that 16 to 22 point realm, you know what I'm saying? And from time to time, you're gonna have your big boy games like you done in the past when you don't have 30 points, you know what I'm saying, like that, you know what I'm saying? But just staying ready, RJ. That's what we want. Stay ready, because a lot of pressure is off RJ.
I agree.
Right.
I agree with you, Bug, because I said it a long time ago. We didn't have Randall and RJ was the number one option. Dudes would have filet mignoned him, Grey Poole pawned him, whatever fancy little delicacy you want to talk about. He would have been mincemeat. You feel what I'm saying? He'd have been cooked. Mm-hmm. You feel me? He gets to skate because Randall is the number one option, and Randall is the one that they could pile on and jump off the top ropes about, right? Because but just like in that playoffs, and I'm just bringing up old stuff. I'm not dwelling on it. I'm just saying. In the playoff, nobody said anything. If Randall is not a number one option on a championship team, what does that make RJ? See, that we skipped that question right there. Nobody wanted to ask that question, address it, or even bring it up, right? We breeze past that. But I wouldn't let people breeze past that, because if he didn't perform, where was the second option that was supposed to help him, right? If he was Michael Jordan to the Knicks, where was Scottie?
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, that's it. I hear what you're saying. That's a good point.
Yeah, and we breeze past that. And then we gloss past it, and then we tried to make Brunson above Randall again. See, these are the games that some of these fans be playing for people. That's not. No, hold on. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 right now, right? And PC too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Randall been dragging us. It's a reason I say drag, right? Because he been dragging us. When other dudes are having bad games, we gloss over it. When he has one or two bad games, right? When RJ and Brunson got hurt, who was dragging us? Matter of fact, who played every game like Jay Boogie brought up earlier? When I came back in from the store, he was talking about Mr. Consistency, looking like Eli Manning out there, playing every single game.
I agree with you. I mean, I prefer carrying us than dragging, but I hear you.
Dragging us. When dudes like RJ decide they want to go 3 for 18, who's the dude got to put up 40-something points? That's called dragging, my man. Dragging. Because we gloss over those points where other dudes ain't
Nah,
doing
that's
that,
pretty much that's pretty much calling you doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's you being our all-star player and our money man. That's what that is. He's supposed to make big time shots. That's why I say stop the bleed. He had band-aids and in the Boston Garden. Julius is supposed to do those things, and this is what we look for Julius to do. You know what I'm saying? This is what he has to do, being that this is pretty much you're our number one player. You know what I'm saying? You're our only all-star. You're our only MVP, most valuable
most
improved player.
Correct.
You're our number one, so he's supposed to do what he's supposed to do. That's what all number ones to do it. But
they always kicking him like he a number 3, J Book. That's my only problem. And always trying to put other people above him when he's dragging us.
It's okay. It's okay. Everybody's entitled to their own belief or whatever. However they want to critique it. But the thing is, I don't look at what they say. I look at their faces after he does the opposite what he's doing, like Sir Charles Barkley, them type guys. So you got guys like Reggie Miller coming around, understanding, what Julius is doing. You got guys like Kendrick Perkins coming around. And every week out of 10% of the fan base that doesn't like Julius for whatever reason, they lose their percentage at least about 4-5%. They shrink every week because of what Julius is doing. So, things is getting a whole lot better for Julius. You want everybody to come together and be a family and everything. But unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, it's not going to always be of that magnitude. You know what I mean? But long as Julius keep doing what he's doing, you know what I'm saying, then, hey, you're going to have to change your perspective on how you look at him and how you feel about, just like, I forgot the lady name that was on the NBA Today show, and what's the girl name that hosts the show, the light-skinned girl. She was talking about how Donovan Mitchell was doing this and doing that, and wasn't really talking about us, and we won the game. And old girl told her, hold up for a moment, let's talk about Julius Randle. Hold on, let's talk about Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? Her name is Andrews, whatever her name.
Was it Malika Andrews?
She had no say so about Julius, but then come the next day, which was yesterday, she wanted to talk about Julius. So, you know what I'm saying? Fans do come around, but I got to jump off and hop out and get ready to pull over from my destination. Ron, I love you, my brother. And Smoking Nick, love you, my brother. Everybody,
I love you too.
All y'all, man. Your great fathers, your great mothers, your great uncles, great aunts, your great brothers, your great sisters, you know what I'm saying? Your great sons, your great daughters, your great cousins, your great friends, all of that in the above in the chat. Just know that I love you all and appreciate you all, man. And J Boogie would not be J Boogie without the love of y'all in the chat. And without the hostess of the podcast. Salute. 3 capital.
We just podcasting, J Boogie. We just podcasting.
That's right. We just podcasting. That's right, man. Yeah, that's right. Get all them dudes that got that podcast anthem in. They don't even support that. All that dust on that record.
We just podcasting.
Man.
You feel me?
Y'all come on every day and y'all don't even believe your podcast.
I got a little Easter egg on my intro, man. That New York We Hear is from J Boogie song. Just so y'all know, that's an Easter egg. You heard?
All right, my man, Ron, man. Have a great weekend,
Real
man,
talk.
my brother.
100.
All right, man. Later, J Boog.
No.
Yeah. So, oh shoot, I forgot to say something to J Boog. Well, anyway, I'll say it now. Everybody can hear it, and then I'll let him know on the end. Guys, if y'all haven't already seen, I dropped the thumbnail for Monday's show. Monday at 9 p.m. Guys, tune in. If you don't already know, we're gonna have a special guest for Monday's show, the one and only Nisha Butler. Y'all remember Nisha Butler? Hopefully, if you love New York basketball, you know who she is. She led the whole freaking city in scoring, male or female. She led that career total. Now, I think maybe at this point, another female might have broken.
What year?
I'm trying to remember.
Or what year? Sorry. Because I I haven't lived in New York for almost 15.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
15
no.
years. Yeah, I live in California.
Oh, okay. Throughout high school, I think it was Kenny Anderson's record, and she broke it.
Okay.
And then I think somebody broke her record. I'm gonna have all that for Monday though, as far as
all right, yeah. Because I want to know what year, because I moved out. I think I moved in like 2007.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, man. So she will definitely be on Monday. We'll talk about just the work and everything she had to do to get to the point where she is now, going from high school phenom to Georgia Tech, then to the WNBA, and now to becoming an educator, creating her own platform called Steam Champs and educating our youth. She teaches young kids how to code, and it's a really nice story. Really nice story.
That's
we'll chop it up with her on Monday night at 9. So you guys all make sure y'all tune in. It should be
better tune in, or Smoking Nick coming for you.
It should be a good one, man. But yeah, so I had to get back to you, Smoking Nick. I gotta get back to you.
Come for me. You already know I like to smoke. Don't hesitate, man. I can handle it. I'm a big boy around man.
I might not. I don't even know if I want to come back at you because you might be feeding off of this. Looks like
I love it. I love it though. I love it. I absorb it, and then it's like T'Challa's outfit, right? How he absorbed it and then he gave it back. That's what I do. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, no. The only thing I was gonna say is, while I agree with everything you said as far as who Julie,
no, you don't. No. You don't have to preface it. You don't have to preface it. You can keep it 1,000 with me. You ain't gotta. I'm not playing. No. You ain't gotta shake me.
I do because I need everybody out there to understand that I do.
Okay.
I agree with you what Julius has been doing for the team. However, it's like
we're about to talk about his mentality again. We're about to talk about all the things that don't have to do with basketball again. Is that I just wanted to? I'm giving you a full press right now, right? I know you ain't been pressed full court basketball in a minute, so that's literally what I'm here for, right? And
nothing having to do with
full court basketball.
Nothing having to do with Julius. He did what he needed to do to improve and show his worth this year once again, because this is who he is. Now I know this is who he is. The most improved season wasn't a fluke. Last year was a fluke. He had a bad year.
Correct. Let me ask you one question. How long has he been a leader of a team? Because people keep bringing up how long he's been in the league, but wasn't he like a role player for 4 or 5 years before he got to the Knicks and they tried to make him a star? So
definitely. And even when you could say that he might have been looked at as the leader of the team, he still was, as far as alpha goes. When Mook was here, Marcus Morris was kind of still. He was still kind of. So even in that point,
he was the bully. But Julius won that battle.
I know. In the
telling people that Bobby Porter. I'm glad you brought up Marcus Morris, because the first year he had a 3-way battle between Marcus Morris, him, and Bobby Portis, and who won that battle and then lived up to the challenge. Still, credit has to be due. We got to go all the way back. Right?
Agreed. But you know what? If you're going to talk about credit, this is where I'm.
Steve Mills?
Nope. I'm talking this year. Credit goes to Jalen.
Nah, stop that.
Yes, sir. If Jalen Brunson wasn't here,
Brunson is not making him better, man.
I'm telling you right now, Smoking Nick, if Jalen Brunson wasn't here, you would not see this level of Julius Randle. Mentally, he would have been right. Physically, what he did to prepare himself for this year, he would have been right. The problem is you got to understand the impact of having a guy like Jalen here who he respects. Remember, Jalen is not RJ. Jalen is older.
I like this conversation.
He's been on a team that made it deep into the playoffs.
Okay, and he's won 2 championships in college. I get that. Right?
Yeah, Jalen is different. I'm just saying.
Jalen's a winner.
And
I get what you're saying.
See, I'm not saying that Julius doesn't respect RJ. It's just there's a difference between RJ and RJ. You know what I mean, man.
I don't get to say it. That's what I want people to say. Talk the truth. You know he don't respect RJ.
I think he respects RJ a little bit because of the fact that RJ has hit some big shots.
RJ got heart. RJ got heart. I'll give RJ his heart. RJ got heart. So eventually he might get it together. The shots he take, his decision making ain't always the best. Probably when he drive, but his shooting shots, they always look good. They just don't go in. You feel what I'm saying? They not the worst shots ever, right? I've seen people take worse shots. Julius takes some bad shots at times too. You feel what I'm saying? Like when he come down and heat check, it's like, bro, you could have probably set a screen, came through, and then heat checked the different. You ain't got to just, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, we're not gonna gloss over the fact that when Brunson was hurt, Julius was averaging like 30 and 16, something like that. So I don't think, Julius just decided that I'm going to shut people's mouth this year, and I agree. Let them,
you definitely see it.
I don't because he's challenging players and coming for players from the beginning to the end of the games, right? Whether we win or whether we lose, he's challenging players. And the number one reason I've been his defender is because he dragged us when we had Alfred Payton and Reggie Bullock, right? Look, man, I'm just saying. Like,
I hear you. I got you. I understand.
Right, and we got Jalen Brunson and RJ and Grimes now, right? Grimes is not even the most perfect person, but he plays great defense. Almost, I wouldn't say all NBA defense yet because this is first year starting, but great defense. But
the other thing is, don't forget, Smoking Nick, and to everybody in the chat, as good as Julius was playing, now I'm talking about when Brunson was here, not when Brunson was hurt. I know what Julius definitely stepped up when he wasn't available. When Brunson was here, they had a nice little two-man thing as far as Julius.
They showed you against Boston.
I know.
We got two stars. They dominate. Whether we like, they out there dominating and doing. And why do you think he was smiling at Jaylen Brown the way he was smiling? Like, I got you.
Yeah, no, he definitely was getting it. But the point is, like, Julius was getting us off to good starts. His first quarter, all Julius. Fourth quarter, Jalen was finishing a lot of this stuff.
That's called role. Play your role.
But my point is,
if I start, you finish. Right.
But here's my point. Here's my point, Smoking Nick.
Go ahead.
The issue that I always had with Julius wasn't really about how he played throughout the game. It's how he played in the fourth quarter. That's where I started to have issues.
But you got to understand, right? You just said it, right? If this, I started, right? Now I'm putting it up to you to finish, right? This was what you was brought here to do, right? You was brought here to be the finisher. And let's keep it real. Brunson is kind of erratic in the fourths. He plays
now. He is now.
No,
he definitely
that's not
is.
a now thing. We could go back and watch a couple games where he did have some good games. But sometimes he was erratic. I watched him turn the ball over, dribble it off his foot. You know what I mean? Make a lot of bad decisions. I'm not saying he's not clutch. What I'm saying is he's learning how to be in the fourth quarter with the Knicks. You feel what I'm saying? It's only been, like you said earlier, this was game 50 that we played on Thursday, right? So now we have 32 games left. This would be game 51. So trust me, I'll be listening.
I see. I see.
Yeah, people don't. Yeah, I might talk a lot, but I'm listening. Trust me. So I understand that it's still a learning process, and they're still learning. He's learning. He's not playing with Luka. He's having the ball in his hand. Luka's not dominating the ball as much as, you know what I mean? Like, he dominates the ball. So Randall is not dominating the ball as much just because now it's ISO. Before, last year, he's dominating the ball, but he was averaging the most assists on the team. You see my dilemma? You see the things that be killing me? It's like those are contradictions. You can't dominate the ball and then still average the most assists on your team unless you like Luka, where the ball just is going to you number one all the time, and then, you know what I mean? Right, so I understand both sides of it.
Listen, Sherwin, I don't know why we keep doing this, bro. First off, you don't know enough about me.
Why he coming for you?
he always does this. Sherwin has this thing. He don't get it. I am a Knicks fan. I like Obi, but I like Obi because I saw the potential in him. But Obi hasn't shown me that even at what he does, he can do it at a high level. Until he shows me that, I'm not going to continue to champion and stand for Obi. I'm a Knicks fan. I want the Knicks to do well.
They want you to love on Obi or something. What's the problem?
No. Sherwin loves Randall. And I used to go back and forth with him.
He should love Randall.
I wanted Obi to get more minutes.
No, that's cap.
It's like he thinks that I've been saying this. Obi's been with the team. This is his 3rd year.
That's good for Obi, though.
I've been saying that a couple years. I haven't been saying that this year. Obi hasn't shown me that he deserves more minutes.
Let me see, but you because you're finally catching up to the people that's been on the other side of the fence.
Yeah,
like
but no,
right?
but sure was been.
But
like
what I mean is this, right? Should Obi just get more minutes because Obi should get more minutes, or should Obi eat what he killed?
That Obi should eat what he killed. That's how I feel. Look,
right. That's all I'm saying.
If Obi's game is to shoot and knock down the 3, to be explosive and get these fast break dunks and push the game, push the pace, then I need to see that, and I need to see more of it, and I need to see him excel at it. Excel at getting down and getting out on these breaks. Excel at dunking. If you're gonna dunk, then I expect the defender to be like, "Yo, I gotta be careful. Obi might dunk on me."
Ron, he would never start over Julius because one, he's not as physical, right? And physicality in the NBA is the reason dudes even be on the court, right? And he don't get more rebounds. His IQ ain't higher than Randall's. It's a lot of reasons. Like Randall might be erratic and emotional, right? But I would call that passion. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, but
like me would call that passion.
That's neither here nor there for me. That's not my argument. My argument was never that Obi's better than Randall or that Obi should be started.
You said earlier to start this segment, right? That Obi needed more minutes, but you didn't say
you can have more. Listen, there's you
didn't say more than Randall, but you said more minutes.
No,
you did say more.
I said he needs more minutes, not more. But I didn't say that.
You never said more than Randall.
No, I never said more than
you never said. I never heard.
And I did not say this year, and I didn't say this year either. I didn't say that this year. So that's I'm dealing with last year's thoughts and this, and from Sherwin this year. Like I'm not, we move on. Things change. If you show me something, I'm rocking with you. If you don't show me nothing, then I'm not rocking with you. I just have to worry about the rest of the guys on the team and what they're doing. I think it's a pretty fair statement as a fan. If you like a certain player and that player is playing well, but they're not getting recognized or they're not getting the minutes, so they can't continue to grow and continue to play well, you should feel a certain way about it. But if you like a certain player and in the minutes that they're getting, they're not doing much, they're not excelling, what else are you going to say? But okay, I'm not focused on him right now. He's not doing it. I'm not seeing what I want to see. So I'm focusing on the rest of the guys.
My problem with the Knicks as a whole was like, if you see Randall having a big game, right, and or just Randall and Brunson as a whole having a big game, and you don't have to force it, man. You just got to do what you need to do. Play your role. You feel what I'm saying? If you know they're going to dominate and they're going to do what they do, then all you got to do is help here and there. You feel what I'm saying? And you just got to be like Jay Boogie was saying before he departed. Stay ready. Just stay ready, man. You don't have to play outside yourself. Play within the structure of the game and just do the little things, and that's going to help us win. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Other people need to just understand that, look, you might be somewhere, but you're not there yet. So just follow the road and take your time, and enjoy the, and that's why I respect the RJ hitting that 3, because I was like, bro, you airballed the layup. I turned to my girl, Ron, I was like, did he just airball a layup?
That's crazy.
And crazy. I was like, but he hit the 3, had me screaming. And that's like, see, yeah, you got to redeem yourself for airballing a layup, dog. Like, you can't airball a layup.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's crazy. That is nuts. Listen, I just put this up real quick because yes, Sherwin was right. I was big on Randall's body language last year. I was not happy with what I saw, and I think yeah, I don't think it was good. I'm not gonna change how I feel. That's how I felt, and he didn't show me anything different. All last year, it was the same way. This year, I've said it multiple times, and I said it earlier.
Everybody focused on things that wasn't basketball last year.
Yeah, but
his
because
language,
hold on,
not basketball.
Hold on. Because last year there was a lot of other factors happening that were affecting Julius in his, his own personal life. He's already admitted to that.
No. It was the fact that the fans never wanted him, so they turned on him the first chance they could.
No, it wasn't just that.
Let's keep it all the way real, right?
Listen, it's like if you go to the free throw line, right? If you go to the free throw line and people are booing you and yelling at you, do you hear them? You're like, oh, they want me to miss. I'm gonna miss. No, you've blocked that out, right? Julius had last year because he had whatever was going on in his personal. I'm not even going to touch on it.
It wasn't just his personal life. We can see we're going and making it non-basketball related.
No, but there's a reason why. But Smoking Nick, here's the thing: if Julius out his own mouth said, "I went to a life coach because I needed to work some things out," what is that telling you? It's not. We're not making it up. We've seen it, and he's admitting to it. He went to a life coach. He changed his diet. He said his biggest thing that he thinks helped him the most is that he was getting sleep. Why wasn't he getting a lot of sleep last year? You guys know why. I don't want to talk about it. You said it. I'm not saying it because I don't care. That's his personal business.
But
there's nothing wrong with
it. It up. How you gonna say I said it, but you brought it up, right? Because we made it non-basketball because we're so invested in basketball that people are invested in everything these people do, how much sleep they get.
Oh, no, I agree. That's why I don't want to talk about it.
I know. I pay attention to what everybody, what I'm aware of what's going on, right? So people are focused on things they need not to be focused on. His job is to play basketball. When he come to work, if you don't like the conditions at work that year, and you might not be your best self that year, right? But the conditions can change the next year, and then you'll be a better version of yourself that year, right? So let's not act like people don't. There's not ebbs and flows in the job structure. It's a job. At the end of the day, am I wrong?
No, that part. Listen, that part is you're not wrong at all, but. I'm only talking about me. I don't care. Like these other fans, they did what they did. They said what they said.
You did exactly what I said that the fans was doing, and you brought
no. I watched. No. Hold on. No. That you can't put that on me because I don't care about what Julius has going on in his personal life. What I did was I witnessed Julius playing bad basketball. Okay. I witnessed Julius doing the thumbs down to the fans. I witnessed Obi Toppin being on the ground and Julius walked right away from him instead of extending the hand to pick him up. I've witnessed Julius slap the computer screen from the coach who was trying to show him something that he didn't want to see. I'm witnessing his behavior. But that's not the type of behavior I want from someone on my team as a teammate.
I won't excuse that. I didn't really like a lot of his mentality last year.
That's all. Right? That's all I said.
And I'm on record saying it before, right? I didn't really like a lot of the mentality too, but I understood where it came from, right? So I didn't just blame him for having an attitude. I would have an attitude when they brought weak Fournier and no knees Kemba, right? When you thought you just carried this team to a 4th seed, and this is how they. And you took a pay cut, not even a willing haircut, right? You took a willing haircut, trim off the top, and they bring you Fournier, right, who doesn't even play anymore for us this year, and Kemba, who's not even here anymore. So, and then you got to still deal with RJ that didn't even help you in the last playoff series. What are we talking about? Then we focused on his body language, when we should have focused on the front office letting him down after he took a haircut to get somebody better around him. Then it took this year for it to happen. Come on, bro. Like that's where I was coming from. the
right.
whole
As a fan
time.
base on a
It's like,
whole,
come
you're
on,
right.
bro, that's corny. Like
People
we
should have
just
looked
cut
at
over
other
certain
things.
stuff. We just cut,
But
we
it
cut
it spiraled because what happened was then you got. But see, this is what happens, right? What you're saying, all very valid statements and very good points.
I know it's
in
true.
hindsight,
What I'm
that's
saying is
what
actually
people.
facts. I'm not. That's not.
No, I
opinion.
know, I hear you. But hold on, let me get mine
Go ahead,
off, man. You talking, but let me get mine off. What you're saying has a lot. There's a lot of truth to it. The problem is, all it takes is because you can't forget, fan bases are full of different fans. There's regular fans, there's objective fans, there's fanatics.
Correct.
And there's the a-holes, you know what I mean? So
Correct.
Those are the ones that their voice got really loud throughout this time. They started to say a lot of different things. They were coming at Julius, and Julius at this point had his family in the stands for every basketball game.
Correct.
They were coming at his family. So there's certain fans that, they hear one thing. They may not be the smartest out there. There's some cookies that are crumbling a little bit out there.
They wish death on his family, Ron.
It was crazy. And when he was in health,
we supposed to be
protocol,
respectful.
he was happy. He was sick.
It's just basketball. You gonna wish death on the man's family? This is why I defended him as hard as I was defending him, because I was like, bro, that's weird. It's weird. Is that not weird? So
I agree, bro. It's definitely, but my point is, throughout that time, things got crazy, and some of the most negative fans there are, their voice was very loud, and
correct.
So because of that, it made Julius feel a certain way, and so
as he should, he should.
But the problem is, the rest of the fan base started to see Julius acting really funky. And then they started to get sensitive about it. So then it became this whole narrative and all got blown out of proportion. It could have been avoided. Just like if you look at what happened when the Knicks were in the playoffs against Atlanta, there were some fans in the Garden doing some crazy stuff and saying some wild stuff to Trae Young.
I don't think that was right either, right?
That was wild stuff.
I don't think that's right either, right?
It made the whole fan base look a certain way, which is not the case. But that's what happens. Sometimes these guys, sometimes these guys can be loud, louder than anybody else in the room.
But we got more class than that. We might cut each other off but we got way more class than that. We're not coming for people's families.
We never cut anybody off. Do we, Smoking Nick?
Oh, I do all the time. That's just my vibe, right? Respectfully, though. Respectfully. You know what I mean? That's just how I'm 100% barber talk, right? Barbershop talk. You feel me? But all I'm saying is that, like, I'm not coming for people's family. We're not doxing people. We're not talking about people's personal lives. I'm not like that. Like, if you watch my show, we stick to the subject. No matter how lit I be, we stick. Like, I might even rant and get off topic, but we stick to what we sticking to. We're not getting personal. We're not calling people crazy names. We're not doing stuff like that, right? Because it's just unnecessary, if you ask me, to be honest.
I agree. It definitely is not. It's not needed, man. We all here. We all have our different opinions. We just want to listen. And in the end, I keep saying this over and over. We're all Knicks fans. We want the Knicks to do good. That's all. That's the bottom line. And sometimes throughout all of that, things can happen. And yes, Sherwin, I get it. Some of us are most of us are very emotional about our families. If it's one thing what's going on with you and your family, but if someone else tries to say something, there's going to be an issue. I get it. But anyway, that has nothing.
But wishing death on your family is different, right?
Crazy.
And then getting at your family on Twitter when these things are intentional, Ron. And this was the problem that I had, right? It's like, yo, first of all, it's basketball. I get that you ain't got no life, you ain't got no girlfriend, whatever the case may be, that you know what I mean, you ain't figured it out yet. That's your problem, right? Work on yourself. But the fact of the matter, wishing death on this man's family when he caught the Ovid is that's just weird. It's just weird, bro. And no, you wouldn't like that to happen to you or your family members, yourself. So you got to be more empathetic. You know what I mean? Swear to God, like and I don't know, that wasn't nobody from in this Knicks community and our brethren, but it just was weird on Twitter, me hearing about people actually doing stuff like that, wishing death on this man's family and his kids over basketball. It's like, bro,
that's crazy.
You definitely ain't got a life. you definitely ain't got no wife.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And like I said, that's not something we shouldn't even debate or have to even talk about that. That's ridiculous. No one should even touch that. But fans are ridiculous. Sometimes they're a little crazy out there. So and let me just shout out the chat because I see some of y'all had come in and I didn't get a chance to say what's up to y'all. Shout out to Allah Wise. I appreciate you, my brother.
All
Shout
right.
out to oh man, I just lost it. Wacko in Brooklyn. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate
Salute.
you. Let me see here. Fabian Williams is in the building. And that's an interesting point. I'm gonna come right back to it, bro. Shout out to Keyshawn, was good. Appreciate you, Keyshawn. Good to see you. There was someone. Akuma's in the building. There you go. What up, Akuma?
Salute.
Good to see you, bro.
Salute.
Damn it, man. There's somebody I'm missing that
I got my game winner shot on.
Oh,
I got my
I always like that.
shirt on.
Not everybody loves it, but I like that. I like that style that they have.
I love this jersey. The city that never sleeps jersey.
That's what
My favorite. Man. I'm glad because they don't sell it no more. So I'm glad I grabbed it.
There we go. I found it. D Coolest. There you go. What up, D Coolest? Appreciate you, man. And salute to Lewis Hedges. Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, man. Ed Winning in the building. What's good? Salute. Green Goblin is here. Salute to you. Haven't seen you in a minute, man. Good to see you.
Salute.
Yeah, someone did spit on Trae Young in the Garden, and they called him all types of some F-bombs. It was kind of wild. I think that was a little too much. And this is when you say, when you see an athlete go into the stands, you understand why. But what did you say?
Ron, we got on Julius Randle for doing this, right? But I literally posted a video of RJ and saying, "You're here to see me, right? Then shut the fuck up." Excuse my French.
Yeah, I don't know if YouTube is going to excuse it, but I know where you was going.
I didn't mean that, you know what I mean? But what I'm just saying is, like,
I got you.
Was that appropriate compared to a thumbs down?
I mean,
these are the things that got me
only
pissed
difference
because
is
we glossed over it. Go ahead.
The only difference is, and this is why I was mad. Okay, the difference is RJ was talking to a specific fan or a group of fans, right? Julius,
so what made for the action now?
What made this situation worse is that after the thumbs down happened, Julius explained it.
Yeah,
he didn't have to explain it. He could just let it. It was what it was. It was the heat of the moment.
I agreed with the explanation, me personally,
but he didn't need to.
I know, but he gave you the explanation, and fans didn't like what he said. Right? Those are two different things. He didn't have to, but he chose to, and then people didn't like what they heard. Right? So I had no problem with him telling people that they needed to shut up when they're not giving full context of what's going on.
But neither is he.
He's not supposed to give you full context. He's the player.
But that's the problem. We live in and this is New York. This is a media capital.
No, I know.
You can't put something out there and not give full context because then people run with their own narrative, which they did. And then it blew out of proportion. And then by the time the truth came out, the fans were going at Julius's family in the stands. He's been getting, they're saying all types of all types of crazy stuff to his wife and his.
And nobody, hold on. They batted an eye, and we glossed over that, and we still battered and bruised the man after dudes was coming for his family. Come on, man.
Look, man. I understand. I get it. I get it.
I'm just saying, like, whoever was doing that, like, and I'm standing on it. Like, whoever was doing that, y'all weird and corny for that. Straight up.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. Shout out to Jeremy Nussbaum. I see you. I appreciate you. What's good? Hold on. Let me just say this real quick. Shout out to Paris Duggan. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said, "Listen to me. Just leave this team as is." I hear you. I know you like the product. I mean,
Paris. We need one more move, Paris.
I think we need
one
a little
more
something,
move.
a little
One
something.
more
But I
move.
hear you. You don't want to break it up and make it worse. I got you. And also, shout out to Fabian Williams. He said, beginning of the season, Brunson was good in the fourth. Now I think he's overthinking it. I agree. I think he's overthinking it, and I think he's forcing stuff too much because he has showed that he can score. He had a nice little 5-game stretch of 30-plus points per game. And I think in this team, when you give him the keys, sometimes it can be bad because you put yourself. And don't get me wrong, this or don't get it twisted. This is new for Brunson too. Even though we've seen Brunson have moments where he lit it up with Dallas, now he's in a situation where he can do it all the time. And I think maybe he's doing it a little too much and losing sight of also being the PG that we need him to be. That's my opinion.
Yo, Ron, can you highlight that D Coolest? Because he said Trae Young asked for all that. He went on WWE talking reckless. Can you highlight that comment?
Oh yeah.
Because that's 100%. I never knew that even happened. That recently popped up on my timeline, and I was like, what? You know what I mean? I didn't even know that happened, and then I watched it. So that was a great comment right there by D Coolest, man. Salute to you.
Yeah, man.
So
I agree.
You can't be antagonistic and then you get what you get, right? For every action, there's a reaction, right? And we all know that every Knicks fan, like you said, ain't on the right side of bedrock. So we already know, you know what I mean? So like you said, there's types of fans, right? There's the objectional fan, there's the crazy fan, there's the fanatic, and then there's the a-hole, right? You know what I mean? There's different types of fans. So, you know, there's a fan that just go to the game just to fight somebody, get drunk, and then want to punch somebody head off. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What's up, top dog?
Let me get Wiz in here, but before that, let me just say 2 quick things. Shout out to Cam from Kickback. Appreciate you. Cam from the Kickback. Appreciate you, bro. Good to see you. He obviously is shouting out everybody. Appreciate you. Also, shout out to my partner in crime, man. John, what's good? Salute to you, brother. Hopefully everything's going good with you today. And let's see what Wiz has to say. Oh, also, let me just say this for everybody, and obviously because it's just me, it was just me and you smoking, Nick. Some of the fans, some of the chat are saying that they couldn't really hear what we got going on because we're talking over each other a little bit. So let's kind of just be a little bit more mindful, allow everybody to get their stuff out.
I'm sorry.
I know. Listen, you're an eclectic guy. You like a fine wine, aged to perfection. That's what they say.
I don't know about fine wine.
Yo, Wiz, stop that.
Agree to disagree, guys. Come on, remember?
Wiz, stop that.
Mixed berries. Mixed berries.
Shameless plug, man. Subscribe to the Smoking Nick. Hit the like button on my man Ron. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We all Knicks family. We all bringing super content. You feel me? Real talk.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Yeah, man. And thank you, Allah Wise. I appreciate that, man. Because let me tell you something. There's some wild stuff out there, and you know the ESPNs and the stuff of the world. They don't like to talk about none of that and look at things with their own glasses. Those glasses be foggy as hell, man. I don't know what they're looking at. Them glasses got that smoke out in the background.
It's narrative based. So it's narrative based. When it's narrative based, they're pushing their agendas. They're not watching our teams. They're not real fans. They're reporters, right? So when you're a reporter, you look for the story that you want to look for. You're not looking for you're always making something out of nothing to sensationalize things to get more eyes on the topic. I got you. Let me get Wiz's thoughts, and then we'll get into the preview for tonight's game because it's getting closer. They're going to start in a couple. What time we play? I think it's 5:00.
Oh, 5:30.
5:30? Okay, 5:30 start.
2:30 the real West Coast, the West Coast time.
Oh, whatever, man.
Where you from?
I'm from I grew up in Brooklyn, but I live in LA. But it was Studio City.
I grew up in Brooklyn, but I live in Sac. What you talking about the best coast, man? Cut it out with that, man.
You in Sac?
I bet you wild, man.
Yeah, I live in Sacramento.
Yeah,
I live in Sacramento, man. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
I'm on the West Coast too,
that.
but the East Coast, the best coast, man. You better cut it out.
East
For the right side. The
East
right
the
side of
beast,
mine. You heard? Cut
I
it
bet
out,
with New
man.
Yorkers, man.
What y'all trying to say? East Coast? What? We got love.
I'm from
West
Brooklyn,
Coast?
you heard?
My heart
Got
is
it on
New
my
York,
body.
son.
It's scraped on me.
The West Coast ain't got no love for still Knicks fans with Ron and John?
You know why? Because you guys are all up in the videos. No, man, I'm a Brooklyn die-hard, man. Right in Brooklyn Tech, had a house in Fort Greene, Clinton Hills, East Flatbush. Of course, I'm Jamaican, so East Flatbush, Church Avenue and stuff, Jamaican restaurants.
You not in the cab? You not in the cab today, Wiz?
Nah, man. I don't drive no cab, son. I told you. If you don't know about me. Anyway,
I like messing with you, Wiz, because you always in the car like you drive a cab.
I got my sister line. Now I always get out of the house so my wife can't bother me when I'm on the shows. Otherwise, she'll be always coming into.
Get yourself a man cave, right, in the house.
Guess what? I never lock for it. She won't let me lock it.
What? She won't let you lock it. You're the
She
man of your
inside.
You paying all the bills. That's your domicile. What you been talking about? She won't let you lock it. Come on,
Actually,
man. You need to go back to the East Coast with that. She won't. Come on.
I got an actress entrepreneur. She pays nothing.
Conversation though.
She's made more money in a week than some of us have made in 10 years. She's an actress. She's had major movies. She's had Broadway shows.
Nice.
She got
nice.
Benjamin. It's always good to have a woman who's.
I don't know how you did it, Wiz, but my brother.
Yo.
Hold on. Regardless of what a person has done in their life, right? You need barriers and boundaries, right?
I know.
So, regardless, we can't hold our accomplishments over other people, right? You're a human being, and if you need some personal space, that's what you need. That's all I'm saying.
I know, and I get it, but when I'm on like the show sometimes 12 hours a day, I'm on all the shows. I'm like, I give her the limit and go, yo, when she needs me, she needs me. I'm here for my woman, man. Like Rod, family comes first. Like this morning, forget the show,
hear
man.
you.
We're gonna wait for you, Rod.
Can we get?
I appreciate y'all, man.
I really don't even want to talk about this. So
I'm joking. So here's what I'm dropping today. First on the Randall stuff. I wasn't on. I didn't care what Randall did. I'm a New Yorker, man. New Yorkers say worse things than a little thumbs down. Even though in the press conference he did say, I wanted to say to everybody, shut the F up. That's what he did say. But
which they should have.
And I'm good with that. No, I'm just saying I'm good with that. I'm a New Yorker. We say much worse to each other.
Correct.
Just walking down the street. So. Don't even look at me wrong. Don't step at my sneakers. Whatever. We had much worse stuff happen. So
correct.
Whatever Randall did,
people got hurt for much less.
The only thing Randall appeared to do last year was he looked like he was slacking a little bit. He wasn't giving it his best, and that's the only thing we New Yorkers hold you to. If you're not going at it hard, we're like, no, we're not feeling you. If you're not giving us all you got, so that's why I think some New Yorkers were off on Randall a little bit. But all is forgiven for me. I didn't have to forgive him for it. I'm like, yo, okay, you had a bad year. You weren't feeling it. Whatever the reasons were, psychological, emotional, Kemba getting too much props, whatever it was, I'm good. He's working it now. He's working it. So
I respect
Randall is cool. And almost every Knicks fan say Randall is cool. Let's support the man because he's dragging us, like you're saying, right now. Yeah. So what I want to touch on is Parrish Douglas' statement about leaving things as it is. So I have two perspectives for that. One is, like you guys said, we need another piece. I don't know about Grayson and stuff, but I want someone like that who can knock down a shot when we're going on those droughts. We should never have 4 possessions and not walk away with at least 1 basket. That shouldn't happen. We have to be able to break the drought. I don't depend on Tips timeout or something else.
I agree with you, Wiz. I agree.
So that part is one perspective, but the other part is I think it's unfair, first of all, to us to not get something back for Cam. The trade goes by, we let Cam walk away with nothing after giving up Knox in the first round. Yeah, get something. I'm not saying it has to be that piece we're looking for, but get something. I'm just not the kind of cat. Maybe I was in my younger days.
No, we gotta make some type of move. We gotta make some
Right.
type of move. We gotta
Agreed.
get somebody to help Randall and Brunson. We can't let them be extended
Well,
to
I don't
the
know if we
point
have to.
of exhaustion. Dehydration is what I mean. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't know if we have to,
Yeah,
but I think we got players who can do that. I'm just saying, get something for Cam. When I was going to nails and stuff, I used to walk outside. I used to pull up in my, in my Explorer or my Expedition, and I used to give those guys on the sidewalk $20 to give me that little parking spot that they put the old cones at. They held it for me, and I'm like, I just throw Benjamin here all day sometimes. So I'm not in the mood to throw away money, and Cam is like currency right now. Maybe not worth a lot, but it's some currency. On the other end of it, D-Rose and him are both going to sit for the rest of the season. There's no way those guys are going to get any minutes for the rest of the season. And I don't just fear for them, for their family, and for their careers, to let them spend the next 3 months without getting any run at all. D-Rose for sure not getting a chance at a chip if he can. So let's give him to a championship contender. Give him to Milwaukee, give him to Boston, give him to... I just want D-Rose to get a shot at a chip because he's not going to get it with us. Because after the season, we're not going to re-sign D-Rose. We shouldn't.
Yeah. No,
and then
right.
Cam, man, give him a chance to get some run for the rest of the season so he can negotiate a contract. This is just on the empathetic side where not for us to even gain anything, to give this young man a chance for his family to have money next year at a level you should probably get it if he can get some run somewhere. So I'm trying to get a piece for him, try to get a pick for him something.
Ron,
but let's send Cam.
Wiz.
Yeah.
Look, it's a business, right? And we in the business of winning games, not the business of giving young men a chance, right? They got to earn their chance. You hold on, listen, let me finish.
Okay.
Right? He gets to practice. Just because you don't see him in the game doesn't mean he doesn't play basketball, right? He gets to practice. He's not showing enough to the coaches to where they want him to play.
Don't play him.
Don't just no.
Don't play him. I'm saying
Let me finish. You don't just play. You don't just play a person because you hope
I said
and wish.
Do not play him. So forget that argument.
They're not playing. That's why he's not getting played though. Wiz.
So get rid of him and get something and give him a chance to show his
But every team got players on a bench that they don't play.
I know, but we can be different though. Why can't we be different and be the ones who go? He's not being played.
Organization.
We're gonna lose.
Organizations will run similar.
Are we gonna lose him for nothing? Are we gonna lose him for nothing?
Hold on.
Well,
no, we're not gonna lose. I'm sorry, Ron. We're not gonna lose him for nothing, right? We gave up a useless first round. I get we gave up a first round, but Thibodeau didn't even want him, right? So he gave him a chance, right? How many games did Cam play in the beginning of the season?
History.
Like
I'm talking about right now where we are.
Right?
Forget the past.
So
where we are right now.
The Mavericks game, when Cam showed no effort, showed no heart.
Smoke. Let's forget about Randall's history. Let's forget about Cam's history. Where are we right now? Respect Randall and give him his props. Give Cam a way and get him a chance to go make some money.
I would agree with you after the All-Star break, right? So if we don't trade him by the All-Star break, I would say we should kind of work him back into the system. But at this, I'm just telling you how I feel about it, right? You could disagree, right? Like Nev, the disagreeer, but
right.
I understand her. I understand. What I'm saying is, if I understand why they're holding on to him, because he is a piece, right? But and he's the piece that everybody thinks we need. You feel what I'm saying? He's lengthy. He can shoot the three. He can finish. You know what I mean? Like, he has a little more polish to his game, but he's lackadaisical on defense. Right?
You want to work him back in later on? Working him back
in is the reason because he plays behind the scenes. We don't see the practices. we don't see when they have to report to the gym. He's still getting paid, so he still has to show up.
I know, but why would you want to put him back in the game 20 games from now?
Because we may need him when we make it to the playoffs, if we make it to the playoffs. Most people thinking we're gonna make it to the play-in.
Okay.
I'm just
I mean, I listen, I hear where we're going. I don't know if I want to necessarily go down this road again because kind of ran it into the ground. I don't know if Cam's ever going to play again in the Knicks uniform. I don't think he will. And so I agree with Wiz when he says we need to get something for him, and that could be anything. I'll take anybody. You give me one bench player from your team, take Cam. That's me getting something for Cam, because right now I don't see us getting much. He's going to be a throw-in another trade. Fine. Yeah. But if we don't get, I'm not letting Cam walk away. Not a guy who's not playing for me. Now, if Cam was playing, then you could say, okay, well, we lost him. It is what it is. But he was contributing to us. He's sitting on the bench doing nothing. I got to get something for him. I don't care what it is.
There's a reason he's sitting on the bench doing nothing, and that's what people keep glossing
over.
No.
I
Why
get
is he sitting on the bench?
I don't care about the reason.
Right.
I just care that he's on the team.
Should care about
by the trade deadline.
We care about the reason when it comes to people like Randall, but when it comes to people like Cam. When it comes to me, no, that's real. No, that's real.
I can't let you go with that
because we can't. No.
I can't let you go with that because that's not the truth.
It's the truth, though.
It's not the truth.
No,
how somebody can tell me what my truth is? I'm telling you what my truth is.
I'm not even trying to come at you like that. You know,
I hear you, but I'm just saying, like, that's not it. Cam has been sitting on the bench for how long? Over a month.
There's a reason,
maybe longer.
Right.
There's a reason why he's on the bench, but I don't care.
You can't say you don't care about the reason when there is a reason he's sitting on the bench.
I can say that. I can say that because I'm my own fan. And I look at it like if I was younger, then I might be like, oh man, we need Cam. Yo, look what just happened. Yo, Cam could have helped it. I'm done with that. I'm 45 years old.
I'm not even saying I'm agreeing with you because I'm not in the favor of Cam needs to play. I'm in the favor of there's a reason why his tail ain't playing.
Definitely. No, I get it. I get you. Either way, even if
I see it,
I'm
only 35, so I'm not as old as you would perceive me to be, but I'm old enough to understand what's going on.
I hear you. I mean? But either way, whatever the reason is, there's a reason for everything.
There is a reason.
No matter what it is.
You should care why the reason.
In this case, I don't care anymore. I cared when he first got benched, right? Because then it was new to me. Like, why is he getting benched? Then I understood. I talked about it here. I said there's certain things going on behind the scenes. Maybe the front office, maybe Tibbs don't like it. Fine, okay. There's certain things that Cam's not doing. He's not giving us that maybe they'd want from him, especially a guy who's shown that he can be inconsistent, shown that he hasn't been healthy. And he's playing and he's in a contract year. So I look at all of that. I get it. But my point is, after he got benched for a couple games, I'm like, okay, well, maybe we'll see him. And we didn't see him. At a certain point, I'm like, to me, Cam ain't even on the team. I know he's there. So I don't think about Cam anymore. The only thing I will say is Wiz is right. If before the season is over, you better trade Cam for something. Give me something back. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, and I gave it on two perspectives. Again, Smoke, why he's benched and why he's not playing, that's old ancient history. I don't see any reason to ever play him again on this team. I mean, something's got to change dramatically in practice somewhere, or he's got to apologize to Tim for choking him if he did a squirrel or whatever to him, whatever the reason is, or maybe stole the girl that Tim was going to try to date. That's why he got the beard and started to look better this year. Whatever happened, Cam did it, and he's off the rotation, and he's not coming back because if he would have come back, they would have at least given him those garbage minutes sometimes where, Civ play or somebody else. So he's not coming back. I almost guarantee he's not coming back.
That's
so if he's not coming back, and we're losing him this season after the end of the season, since he's not coming back, then I'm not just saying get something for him. I'm also saying give them a chance somewhere else, but somebody else take him this problem. So let him go to Boston and try to steal Nia Long and bring it back to Udoka and goes, I got Nia Long. Whatever is going on, I don't care, the politics. Otherwise, I'm saying, but give him a chance. I'm just throwing that in for humor, but give him a chance to go somewhere else and show if he can actually get a paycheck somewhere else. Who knows? He may go somewhere else. He may go to LA, and we get LA's, second round 2029 pick. He balls out in LA, goes free agent, and we get a new coach, and they go, yo, that kid Cam is really good, and we may want to sign him back. Who knows?
Once he leaves this team, I don't care. I don't care.
Right. I'm just saying that the possible. I'm just giving you the weirdest, outlandish, possibilities. But I'm just saying, give that cat a little chance, like Rose, to get something, some real game playing time for the next 30 games.
I mean, yeah, if you want to say they should also do something to look out for him as a player, a young player that has his career ahead of him. Yeah, I agree with that too, but I don't know what. Listen, we don't know what has happened behind the scenes when it comes to Cam Reddish. Okay, all we know is what they tell us, and the Knicks organization don't tell us much. What we do know is we didn't even know this. Remember this. We didn't even know that Cam asked for a trade from Atlanta way back when he asked for it. We found out about it later. We didn't know because they kept that hush-hush, right? They wound up getting him to the Knicks. He gets to the Knicks. Oh, maybe this is an opportunity. Maybe we can start to see what he can do out there. He showed us some flashes of some stuff, but then when he started to get a little more run and Tibbs started to look at him a little better, he got hurt. Remember when he got hurt?
Right.
Then, basically the season was over. Come back this season. He's been thrust into certain moments. Grimes got hurt, so Cam, had to take on a bigger role.
The Memphis game.
Yep, he showed us some stuff. That Memphis shot, that three that was nice. You could see that he got game. It's there.
He got potential.
It's there, but he ain't a pit bull. He don't have that hunger. He don't got that, and that's a problem because when you got game. He got game like that, bro. When you got game like that, and you don't take it to the next level,
gotta be a dog.
Exactly. And so the Knicks see that. Thibodeau sees that. Thibodeau's coach dog.
He sees he only wants it on offense. He sees you only want it on offense. You don't want it on defense. You don't want it. You letting people just gloss by you and flow. We all see it. We just don't want to admit what we see.
No, we all do.
I don't know if you guys remember this.
What we're saying about it is, I'm gonna treat Cam like Rose. Give that cat a chance somewhere else. You know what it also does good for us? It's a good PR to other players saying, in case we don't gel,
we gave him a chance.
We're gonna treat you well by giving you someplace.
We gave him a chance.
It's not our job. It's not our job to cater to players. It's their job
to us, to our image.
No, it's not hurting our image. Cam did not fulfill the job. No, hold on. Why?
Smoke, wouldn't it look better if I say I'm going to treat a player we somehow is going dumb?
We're not treating him bad.
No, but you treat him bad. I'm not saying treat him bad.
Well, hold on.
If the coach doesn't think you can play, then you can't play. That's it. It doesn't matter. If the coach doesn't think you're good enough to play on the court, you're not playing.
Right,
that's true. That's true. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where Wiz is coming from. So let's hear Wiz out. I want to hear what he's got to say. Go ahead, Wiz.
So the take I'm saying is, how good would it look for us as a PR, as a place to come, if we treat someone like Cameron Rose, who right now is of no use to us whatsoever, and maybe Fournier, and we go, you know what we're going to do to you? We're going to send you. Where do you want to go? How can we take care of you to show we care about our players in a way that someone comes here and it doesn't work out because, New York's not for everybody, and they get here and the game goes south, and we go, we're not going to use you anyway, so we're going to try to get a little piece for you. In addition to that, we're going to make it so that you actually are happy on your departure. So our image is a team that takes care of players, whether they're in our good side or bad side. It's a win-win situation for us. We get rid of someone we're going to lose.
Right. No, I got you.
We're going to get a good PR for other people.
All right, hold on. I'm going to get right to you, Smoking Nick, and then I want to get back to Keisha because I know he was saying something. I hear you, and I think that the Knicks, they have that in their mind. The Knicks are pretty much an upstanding organization when it comes to their players, right? They're loyal. I mean, look at the guys we have on the team. they're loyal to these young guys. They're loyal to some of these players. They're definitely loyal to Derrick Rose because they brought him back after whatever we needed him. He came back and he played good for us 2 years ago. This year, he's shown that he may have lost a step. It is what he's 34 years old. And I think they're going to try to do right by him, but they're not going to do right if it don't make sense for the team at this point. They're going to try their best. And with Cam, they can only go with what is available to them. And they're going to keep searching. If they haven't got a good offer for Cam thus far, they're just going to keep looking until we get closer to the deadline. When it gets closer to the deadline, then you see what they wind up doing. But Smoking Nick, what were you going to say?
He's completely wrong for the simple fact that he's talking about we need to trade them because we need to have a PR image.
I didn't say need.
But
The word need didn't come out of my mouth.
Hold on.
Should. So to change the word need to should. I'd like to. And for the man's sake. And
are you gonna cut him off while I'm speaking?
Well, I mean, I'm letting him say it because I'm only letting him say it because he did not say need.
Okay.
He didn't say need.
Respectfully.
Okay. Go ahead.
Respectfully. He said we should cater to them for a PR image, but I don't think just to sum it up and be basic about it, right? Every team has role players and players that don't play at all. And there's a reason those players don't play at all, right? Those players might be there for the development of the players that really actually need to play, or they're just not good enough, you know what I mean? To be playing in the games. And there's a reason Cam ain't playing. So just trading him so he could get potential on another team, no, that's a hope and a wish, right? You're assuming that he's going to go to another team and then just get this position that you think he should get on our team, which he ain't earned or he not doing. There's a reason, right? That's what I said before. There's a reason he's not getting minutes. And it's as simple as that. Whether it be attitude, work ethic, how he comes, these things are factors, right?
Can I just
go ahead?
I was gonna sum up what Cam is pretty much in my opinion. You know those dudes that just can do all the handles, got all the skills on the streets, on the courts. But when you put them in a real game, they don't know the other pieces that come with being a team and running
how to work with other
offense.
people.
Yeah, that's what I think Cam is.
Yeah. That is exactly what Cam is. I said I backed off of it a while ago. I basically was saying I think Cam is an AAU ball player. And that's my thought. When you put him in the the NBA in a certain type of system, when he's got to play a certain type of organized ball, you don't see the gifts and the best of Cam. Cam is a freestyling AAU type of player. Here's the ball, go do you, and everybody else get out the way. And Cam is going to show you some stuff. That's who Cam is to me. I don't. It's not knocking on him because there's some true statements that are in the chat that I was reading. One statement is Sherwin said Cam's skill set is better than RJ. I 100% believe that is the case.
Oh, definitely.
However, Cam is not better than RJ. I don't care what nobody says. You could be mad at RJ all you want. Say RJ.
Cam is not a better player than RJ.
No, he's not. He could be, but he's not.
RJ might not be the most skilled, right? Not to cut you off, Ron. My apologies, but RJ got that dog in him. You feel what I'm saying? So he wants to be a winner and he strives to be a winner. And Cam, like I say for the 5th time, is too lackadaisical. You can't just be running around there acting like you in the conference room. You feel what I'm saying? You're playing basketball. You got to be hyper energy and hyper focus. And we don't see hyper focus from Cam.
Nah,
but Smoke, why you change the narrative though, Smoke? Cam said Cam is more skillful. He didn't see the better player.
No, I know, but that's why I
skills and better don't mean the same thing. That's not true. That is not.
And hold on. I don't want us to deviate. Hold on. I don't want us to deviate. I'm not saying I said there's a lot of true statements.
No, I was talking to Wiz. I wasn't talking.
Oh no, I know. I hear you. I'm saying this in general for other people that are listening, and to Wiz too. I'm not saying that Sherwin's saying this in particular. I'm saying Sherwin's statement was true. Cam is more skilled than RJ.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that Cam is better than RJ. That's what I was saying.
No, I said
Smoke's argument was he's not better.
No, I know.
He's
I
not
agree.
better. No, because Ron said he's not better. He's not better than RJ. RJ brings more things to the table.
Smoke. Why are you arguing a point that wasn't argued? No one said that Cam
agree
is
to
better.
disagree? No, but he
No
agreed.
Agree to agree.
Agree to agree.
Right. No one said Cam is better. We all agree that Cam is not better than RJ. Cam is more skillful and probably has a higher ceiling than RJ. But like you said, he's not able to apply because he's not a dog that RJ is or diligent enough. Now, the issue though, again, let's chop Cam's name out of my point before. D-Rose. Reason why I want D-Rose traded is if there's a chance that D-Rose can go to a contender and a place where they can get some run. He's about to retire and he's going to spend his name with his last 3 months, maybe he retired this year, with 0 minutes for the last 40 games of his career.
All right.
Again,
you know
that's
what
I'm talking about. It's a
I got you.
perspective
No, I got you. I hear you. Now I hear what
Okay.
you're saying, Wiz. But you know what? Let me tell you something. Even though I agree that this Knicks team likes to do right by their players. That's why we've given guys money who some people feel like maybe didn't deserve the money when we gave it to them, but they've done that. So you know that they're good with their players, right? And I think they want to do right by a guy like Rose. I don't know what's going on with Cam. I think he might have burned some bridges, but I still think in the end they're going to try to move him to get something. But what I will tell you is don't get too crazy and think these guys are that into just supporting the players. They're a business. They got to think about the bottom line, because if it was all about just doing what's right for the players, then Carmelo Anthony would be a Knick. And he is not. He's sitting on the shelf watching games when he should be playing somewhere. And do I think he could have helped the Knicks? Yeah. The stuff that we've seen most of this year. Now we're playing better. So I don't know if he fits necessarily with what they got going on now, because they are kind of playing better. They're playing for each other. They're starting to gel. So now you would mess things up bringing in a Carmelo. You're going to bring somebody in. You got to bring somebody who's going to add an element that you're missing.
And that's just what Wiz said earlier. That's a PR move, right? That's when you know you're going nowhere and you're just bringing Carmelo in to get fans in the stands. We don't need
that would be crazy at this point.
We don't need to do that, right? Carmelo is not in the future of us because he's a 38, 39-year-old man. That's like, you know what I mean? It's not that he can't play in a league. It's just that they don't want him in the league for whatever reason. They don't want him in the league, right? When these people decide that they don't want you no more, that's their job, and that's what they decide, right? But you know what I mean? It's probably because he didn't go to Miami with LeBron. If he went to Miami with LeBron instead of Chris Bosh, he'd probably be able to be in the league till he was 50. But you know what I mean? When you don't follow their narratives, you know what I mean, and do what they want you to do, you know what I mean, your life might not be as comfortable. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Melo still has the skill. It's just as far as being kind of the same thing as Cam, like being on a team, like what else are you going to do besides just like the scoring aspect?
Scoring is a factor.
I'm saying it's definitely a factor. I'm just saying in Melo's case.
See, they've diminished your value and made you think so ill of Carmelo Anthony. They make you think that because he came to the Knicks and they didn't build around him, that he was the problem. He wasn't the problem. The problem was they didn't build around him. Feel what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm not down.
That has a lot to do with how they acquired Melo to begin with. We know that, you know, it's not about. To me, it's less about
these players that they say we lost for Carmelo. What did they go and accomplish? Nothing. So that's another false narrative,
right?
We gave up Gallinari. We gave up. The only person that we gave up that did anything.
Smoking. That's not my narrative.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm just being hyperactive, right?
I got you, but hold on.
He's going on a tangent.
That's not what I was gonna say. I hear you though.
The only person that did anything out of the people that we traded was David Lee. He's the only person that won a championship out of all those people. So come on, bro. We gave up one person out of six people, and that was a bad trade. Come on, cut it out.
I'm talking about Melo right now. I'm not talking about Melo.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking in general.
No, Mozgov got a championship too. Let's not shortchange my guy. Timofey. He got one with the Cavs.
Oh my God. Oh, sorry. Timothy Mozgov. That's two.
Yeah, he got one with the cat. Yeah, holla at Timothy, baby. Let's go.
Sorry.
No, but my point wasn't who they gave up. At the time, I was young. I was like, damn, they traded all these guys for Melo. I wasn't happy, but in hindsight, we know that those guys didn't really amount to anything. And for Melo, it made a lot of sense. My point was, forget the fact that it's the point that you weakened your assets. Okay, so now once you get Melo and you don't have a lot of cap, you don't got. What are you going to do to help improve the team? It was bad planning. That's what it was. It was bad planning. They should have figured out a better way.
The Amari move hurt us because
definitely. But
he was really.
Melo's gonna be a free agent all that summer,
he was
right?
another damaged goods person. So
yeah. What you were saying, Wiz?
I said like, Carmelo also gonna be a free agent that summer.
He was
for free.
But Carmelo's.
But he didn't want to wait. I know.
Right, as I found out from Sim from NBK, Carmelo was in the end. The end crowd. You know what I mean? He's part of the LeBrons, the Wades, the Chris Pauls. They all know everything that's going on with the CBA. They saw everything coming. Melo knew that if I get traded now and I get on the Knicks, I can get my $40 million extra in money. If I go free agent, I'm gonna lose that. So he had to go where he wanted to go at that point. It is what it is.
He needed them to have his bird rights. If they don't, you get the bird rights through trade. You don't get bird rights through free agency.
Yeah, because the thing is, we look at these things like these guys are athletes, they're players, they're about their money, but they're also trying to be businessmen. And you see, as soon as Melo came to the Knicks, right, and then he re-upped the contract, he got his money. What did he do? First thing he did, he built the basketball court in Puerto Rico. He did some other, like, these guys got plans for what they're trying to do with theirs. So he had his plan. He did what he needed to do, and that's how it worked out. And the Knicks, in the end, we had a interesting run, but it wasn't what it could have been. So it is what it is. So let me
somebody got a cab fare they need to ride. What's going on out there, man?
I think they're coming at you again, Wiz. Wiz,
what's going on?
Cully, I was just gonna say, I don't know, bro. I know Cam has got all the skills in the world, but I don't even know if Cam could beat RJ one-on-one. And they played. I don't even know about that. I don't know.
Skills only a part of the game. Like people think, damn, there's like traffic going on. Can you pause? Can you mute? Thank you.
I don't even know what that's at. Oh, okay. You might. Because we might be on the street.
Cab fare plate. Lose that money, man. Wiz, cut it out.
I thought I was in the middle of the street.
Man, it's all right. Wiz, hey, listen, I'll take a little, midday traffic anytime to hear you chop it up with us, Wiz.
We love Wiz, but he needs to stop lacking on his job. That's all I'm saying, man. Just pick up that fare real quick.
Oh man. Anyway, now you were gonna say something, Keyshawn? I didn't want to cut you off, bro.
People think that because you have all the skill, you should be the best player, but they gotta know skill's only a portion of the game. It's really only a little piece of the game. There's the mentality, there's professionalism, there's a lot of things that go in being an NBA player than just skill. Everyone in the league has skill.
Oh yeah, I know. And I see what you're saying, Cully. I know. Look, once again, I don't know if you was here when I said it. I think, honestly, Cam is an AAU basketball player that is now forced to play in the NBA in this type of system, right? And I think he doesn't necessarily right now. He doesn't really fit because he's got to change something in the way he plays, in his game, his mentality. Can he? Yes. Has he done it yet? No. Consistently, he hasn't. He's shown us spurts. And I know what you're talking about because I've seen the conversations about Anthony Edwards and the other guys talking about how Cam gave it to him and got busy. But where did he do it? In the AAU circuit, when you could just go, do whatever you got to do. Here's the ball. Go do you. When you get into this system where you got to start playing team basketball, you got to approach things differently and still be able to capitalize and show how you got game. And he hasn't been able to really show it. And then whenever he does get it right, I feel bad for him in a way too, because whenever Cam gets right, he gets hurt. You guys notice that when he starts playing well, like, wow, this is the Cam he gets hurt. Atlanta must have been we only got him for 1 year, and we like basically saying that Atlanta had him for a few years, so they got to see this all the time. I'm just saying. I hear y'all. And he's a player that unfortunately it's untapped potential that may never get tapped. But it ain't happening here. It's just it's over. It's over. So it is what it is. But before we get up out of here,
look at all the hope and wishes in the chat.
What'd you say?
It's a lot of hope and wishes. It says, a la Wise, when Cam was 12, I coached against him. He was the number one player in the He was the number one player in the country, and I had two top 100. He destroyed us. He was the point guard. I think that's Sherwin.
Yeah, but listen, the dude was Cam got skill. We no question the fact that the ball skills and what he can do out there, that's there. Just we got to put it all together.
You said AAU. It might not necessarily translate. How many players played great in college and didn't translate to the NBA, man? It's like, come on, man. Like, let's not pretend these things are foreign to the mind. They're not.
You basically said Smoking Nick took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say
you got it. I get to the point.
I know. I know. I was like, it's hard enough just to make it to the NBA, but then you got to stay here.
Man,
then you got to stay.
Then you got to stay.
There's a lot of the Trier kid that was here. He had skill.
You might think you good until you realize, damn, he's stronger than me. Oh, he's buffer than me. Oh, he works out harder than me. Oh, he's dedicated more than me. There's so many different factors that people can be just a tiny inch better than you, which inch you out. You know what I mean?
Like, and that could ruin your ego. That could ruin your mentality.
And ruin your career, Keyshawn. And ruin your career.
There's a lot of variables to it. It's not just skill.
Yeah, it's not the flashes of what you see. It's can you be consistent with the flashes?
That's a good point, Anna Grill. Yeah, I think Tibbs and Nate, they have that similar type of mentality with regards to coaching and how they approach things. You know what? A guy like Cam would have been well served in Detroit or OKC or some team of that nature that's young, up and coming. They're not really, they're not being forced to play for a lot. He can go out there and kind of, do his thing, and maybe he won't get the pressure.
But like Ron, the same problem is gonna arise where if you're not being intense on these coaches are trying to win games. True. These coaches want wins so they can keep their jobs. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody thinking it's just some movie script where, just because he goes to another team, he's going to get more opportunity. That is not how life works.
He's going to have to work for those minutes.
You got to work for them opportunities and beat other guys that want the same opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Quiet Money. I appreciate you. Always good to see you, my brother.
Already know.
Trini Harlem Jr. in the building was good. Appreciate you.
Locked in.
All right, so let me put this up real quick. There we go. Yep. All right, guys, so this is what it's looking like. This is our New York Knicks preview game chart versus the Brooklyn Nets. This is what the two teams look like coming into today's game. I love to look at this stuff because, as I always say, every time you look at it, you see that these teams are very similar. Great right? Chart. Look at this one. Knicks are averaging 114.2 points. Brooklyn 114.3. Rebounding, the Knicks are out rebounding the Nets by 7, 47.3 to 40.4. Assist, Knicks are getting 22.5. Assist on the other side, Brooklyn's getting 26.3. Steals 6.3 to 7. That's very close. Blocks 4.2 to the Nets 6.9. Interesting. Got to watch for that in this game. Could be affecting them today. Turnovers 12.2 to 13.9. Field goal percentage 45.7 to 50.9. So another thing to keep in mind, that means that the Nets are going to like to live in the paint. The Knicks got to watch that. And, their strategy of keeping guys on the three-point line, letting them shoot them long threes may not matter today because the looks like the Nets forced the issue by this number. 3-point percentage, 34.5 and to 39%. So they kill you from the outside and inside. This is going to be an issue. They're going to have to watch this one today. And then free throws, 77.3 to 78.9, very similar. The Nets are a good shooting team. And they got guys who can light it up at any moment. That dude Cam, whatever his last name is, I always forget because I confuse him with the Cam from Phoenix. Cam Thomas. He's a problem. He has his moments. You got obviously Kyrie that you have to worry about. You got the Curry brother. What's his first name?
Seth.
Damn it.
Seth
Curry. Seth Curry, you got to worry about. And you got to worry about Harris is healthy. So that's
man. We ain't worried about none of them fools, man.
Well, listen,
you gotta put some bass in your voice when you talk about these. You sound scared, man. We coming for them tonight.
I'm scared of those defense.
We want the smoke.
We like
okay. Change the word to aware of. We gotta be aware of, not worried.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be aware, and I'm gonna be worried.
No, we're not worried about them, bro. They running into us at this moment. We not worried about them.
You French Montana? You ain't worried about nothing.
I'm worried about Kyrie.
I ain't worried about. I'm French Montana. I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried.
All right. So the interesting thing is, and this is why you got to look at everything. So I saw that the field goal percentage was 50 to 45. So I'm like, maybe the Nets shoot more twos or whatever. But no, the points in the paint. The Knicks are averaging 51.8. The Nets are averaging 46.4. So the Knicks are heavier in the paint than the Nets. So that just means the Nets are just good shooters. Mm-hmm. They shoot better than the Knicks.
And it's because the 39% 3-point to the 34.5.
That's huge.
That's a clear factor right there.
That's huge right there.
4.5 points right there. So
now look at the second chance points, 17.6 to 10.9. Good for the Knicks.
And as well. So that means they might not be a better rebounding team, but they might be a better board team,
And also, less second chance points could also mean that Brooklyn hits more of their shots. So there's nothing to rebound if it goes in. Fast break points, 11.7 for the Knicks, and then 16.3 for Brooklyn. So they get out there and run as well. So I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. That's what it's looking like as far as the tail of the tape prior to the fight.
We got this.
I like it. I like your optimism. I feel good about it.
I'm an optimist, not a pessimist.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to Paris Duggar. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said a great leader goes into the talented and gets the best out of them. Yeah. That's a fact.
We want the smoke.
That's fact. Salute to Mike Boy in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Salute to my guy, Julian Blum. What's good, Julian? Good to see you as always. Yep. Thank you, D Coolers. Seth Curry. Yeah, thank you. I'm old, 45. You start to forget things.
Can I ask one question, Ron?
Yeah, sure.
Yo, Wise, did you take that cab ride?
Yeah, this guy stays with the jokes. I like it. And I forgot. I was gonna say something to two things. One, we'll talk about it right now, Sherwin, before we get out of here. Paris Duggar had said if I could do a poll, what player acquisition could get us to get to the finals. He says Kuzma is the player that he thinks would help us to get to the finals. That's interesting. I don't know if that's enough, but that's interesting.
How would Randall and Kuzma even play together? Like, I want to know how that's going to dynamics going to work.
Easy. Everybody got to.
Kuzma's going to want to be the number one. Kuzma's going to want to be the number one.
Number one where?
No, Kuzma's not deferring. Kuzma's not deferring to anybody.
Come on.
But you know what?
He's doing that in Washington right now.
He's doing
Let me ask you guys this quick question. If Kuzma comes to the Knicks, does he have to start or can he come off the bench?
Kuzma's not going to want to come off the bench.
He can start. I would just put Grimes on the bench if we could get him without.
Yeah, no, I would too. I would move RJ to the bench and put Kuzma at the 3.
I know RJ ain't the best shooter, but it gives us more length defensively, and then we just got more tall people in that area. So you know what I mean. And to be honest, I would keep Randall at power forward and let Kuzma play small forward.
Exactly, I would too. I ain't touching Randall. Not leave Randall where he is.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with you 100%. But I think Kuzma could come off the bench Because remember, it's a contract year for him.
It's a contract. He's not coming off no bench. I don't think so.
He doesn't want to, but he has no choice.
Yeah,
No
but you know what?
choice.
The only thing, Wiz, he's averaging over 20+ points per game.
Yeah,
I don't think he's coming off the bench, B.
But
Kuzma thinks highly of himself.
Couple
Yo,
of
you
the
guys, he has a big ego. I don't.
But guys,
you guys know that.
But you're assuming something that the guy may not be ready, maybe ready to adjust. How many players have adjusted their game to go? I'll be the sixth man and give me my 30 minutes. I'll come off the bench and I'll dominate because I'm going to get the most shots coming as a second unit. Then trying to share the ball with RJ, Randall, and Brunson. He may end up doing as many minutes as a starter and getting more shots.
Yeah, in the end, it does. I know it doesn't really matter, but look at it like this: if you got your team out there, right? Because I don't know how they look at it, but just look at it like this: look at the positions, right? And you know, if you're getting Kuzma, forget center because Kuzma not a center, so it's null and void, right? Mm-hmm. Center's done. Is Kuzma better than Julius? No, he's not. So Julius stays the power forward. Then he goes to the three. You're talking RJ and Kuzma. Is Kuzma better than RJ? Some might say he is, but that doesn't mean RJ has to come out the starting lineup. Just keep.
It's not just offense. You got to think about defense. Who's guarding? Kuzma's guarding the threes. Like, well, no,
Kuzma's not a bad defender, though. He's not a bad defender. He's not great.
Yeah,
he's not bad though. He's not the worst.
I'll take Kuzma on the starting lineup. Just the way you say.
But that's the thing. So then you go from RJ. Then you got to think. I'm just throwing Brunson out there. Brunson ain't going nowhere. Forget Brunson. So that leaves Grimes. Now, who's better to start, Grimes or Kuzma? I'm thinking Kuzma.
Absolutely.
So that's why Grimes goes to the bench, which is good because our bench unit gets even better. When the bench comes in, you're talking about Quickly and Grimes coming in the backcourt, Obi running the transition, Sims or iHeart, probably more Sims as we get later in the year because iHeart's starting to lose minutes here and there. You see it.
My thing is, I don't want to bring in Kuzma because if I'm bringing in someone like that who's not defensively sound, they have to be like the number one option. I'm not like if I'm bringing in someone, I need them to be a cog in the wheel. I can't just have a third person that wants to score off ISO and that's not gonna be good. That's just gonna shun RJ out even more.
How many Wizards games have you watched so far this year? Kuzma has changed his game since Lakers.
He's definitely a better rebounder. I see his game changing. He's better, but he's still not a great defender.
Not great, but great.
Are you trying to cater to RJ? Because if he ain't gonna be consistent, well, we need to get somebody that's going to be consistent. Keyshawn.
For RJ, don't really matter.
Then again, we need someone that could defend too when RJ gets beat defensively.
So we need somebody to be more consistent to him and to help him on defense is what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, someone that can do both.
Which we thought he would be and step up to. So he should be that person.
I'm saying it would be great to have a 3-and-D guy. I'm not saying OG. I would prefer maybe a guy like Terrence Mann from the Clippers.
Right. But
a lengthy wing player who could play his role and at times, take the game for himself at times,
But what would be a better lineup? I mean, would a better lineup have Grimes in it or Kuzma in it with that lineup that we have starting?
On paper or in in actual
dimensions, whatever you
I think on paper a Kuzma lineup would be cool. But when it's game time in the playoffs and it's crunch time, I don't think that lineup is really doing much of anything.
But that lineup plus the second unit lineup with Grimes there, that combination is actually very, very versatile, and actually I think probably more likely more explosive, with great defense coming in on second unit, with some decent offense, with IQ and Grimes. I'm just saying that
we need good defense on the first unit too.
But I like Kuzma come off the bench as well, and leave Grimes in, and IQ and Kuzma coming in. Man, I think that lineup coming in is looking like almost a partially started lineup.
I don't know how you think Kuzma's gonna want to come off the bench.
Want and need. Again, you guys keep getting to players' emotions and feelings. If he gets traded,
it's a players' league. It's the players' league these days.
Well, that's okay. But he's coming in this year for the next 30 games. if he wants a bag next year, not re-signing his deal right now for $13 million.
So
who says he's not going to play his heart out as a sixth man and get that bag because he got to show that
he's going to want a Randall bag. He probably thinks he's, in my opinion, I think he thinks he's better than Randall. Right. I don't think he's going to be, I'm going to come off the bench, be behind this guy on my contract year when I want to get a big contract.
But it's not up to him when you get traded to a team and you say you're the sixth man. Tim says you're the sixth man, and he's going to be like, I'm not going to play. What's going to say? I'm not going to play.
Yeah, but he's going to want that. He is going to want the bag, Wiz. That's true.
And I don't see Washington giving one of their best scorers to the Knicks. Someone who aren't they in our division?
Okay, so the issues on whether or not can we get a deal is what would we do if we got him? So can we entice them? They'll take 3 first rounders.
Where do you think we'll go with Kuzma on this team? How far do you think we could go with Kuzma on this team?
Honestly,
much further than we do now.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Keyshawn. I think we could go pretty far with Kuzma because this Knicks team is good enough that they can make waves. You just don't know. I think this Knicks team can honestly get past a first round team and make it to the second.
Yeah, maybe the first round.
But with Kuzma, with Kuzma if the Knicks played, this is all pipe dream stuff. You know how the Knicks are Heckle and Jekyll. If the Knicks played right with Kuzma, the Knicks could win a second round. Now, past that, I don't know, but they could get to a first and possibly win that, and then maybe win a second with Kuzma. Yep. But I don't know about after that. After that, that's when you get into the big dogs. And I don't know.
I'd rather go for, if I had to choose, I'd rather do like an OG Anunoby move, an all NBA defender who can get you 20 on the other end.
Okay. Now, speaking of that, this is a good segue because I'm about to get out of here. But before I do, being that you brought up OG, would you give up 3 first-round picks for him?
If one was unprotected, if the other two were the protected picks and one was unprotected, I would do that.
I might think about it. I
wouldn't do 3 unprotected.
I know some people are like, damn, that's a lot for OG. And to me, the only issue I have 2 issues with OG. I have one issue, which you all know, and for the most part, he's been good this year, although I think he got hurt now.
He just got hurt again.
Yep. He just got hurt. So he always gets hurt. So that's a problem. But he was pretty good so far this year. He was pretty healthy. The other thing is OG goes quiet on me. Like, don't you notice that the guys that the Knicks are looking to get are the guys that go quiet? And this is why the teams are not too upset about possibly moving on from him. OG goes quiet. The dude from I'm forgetting names, but I hate this. The dude from Detroit goes quiet.
Sadiq Bey.
Sadiq Bey is sleepy, bro. Like he can. You've seen him put up 50, and then 8, 7, 11 maybe. Like quiet. Like, and that's the thing. Like these guys, like if you're gonna give up assets, that the impact has to be real. Defense, facts. It's got to be this person is going to make a difference on defense without question. Okay, OG does that. I know that. He got that hands down. He's a good defender. But we've seen what a good defender looks like. I don't want to give him that credit. I don't want to say Miles McBride is as good as OG. But I'm just saying Miles McBride could be a really good defender with time. But he's not that offensive guy.
Yeah, no
we
offense
need
at all.
somebody who can give us a little offense.
Yeah,
OG is quiet. OG is quiet. I think
our best deal right now is Josh Richardson.
But OG doesn't have to be that great. Isn't RJ our third option? RJ should be. So then we should have like we don't need a Kuzma to come in and be another person to take the ball away from RJ, right?
I think I'm more concerned that I know that when stuff is not going right, you want the other guys to step up. And if the Knicks don't have it, say, we've seen when Randall's, shooting 1 for 10 from 3, he don't got it. And then maybe RJ has that same type of game. What I would hope is that Jalen has it and that if you had OG on the team, he can step up. That's what you want. You just want the guy who can step up if the other guys ain't got it. That's what keeps your team consistently being able to put up points and win games outside of the defense.
What option would Kuzma be if he's on his roster? Would he be the third? Then would RJ have less shots? And Would that hinder his development that everyone wants these young
Yes.
kids to have?
Yes.
Hinder development?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can't say hinder development.
Like, what's the long-term plan with Kuzma on our team?
What were you gonna say? Oh, I think Wiz came in and out. You there, Wiz?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I mean, personally, I think Kuzma, I'm sorry, but maybe it's time for RJ to go. I'm sorry. Kuzma's better than RJ, and eventually maybe RJ goes. But right now, my issue is this season, for as little capital as possible, can we not sacrifice a team and get Kuzma? Because I think our picks are extensive number of picks. I think we have picks we could get rid of and not worry, because teams are going to play rookies anyway. So any rookie we draft for the next 2 years are going to the G League or be on the bench. So right now, he's not my first choice. I love Kuzma, but I think he's too expensive right now. Yeah. So I would go to Josh Richardson. That's where I'd go, because he's outside the conference. He's expendable to San Antonio right now, and he's got everything we need. And this way we don't have to worry about the politics of in-conference, in-division, and expensive. So that's where I would go.
Yeah, he'll be solid coming off the bench.
Yeah, so. Like let me ask you guys this. Now, I'm not saying that he's available. You guys, who do you guys think is better? OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges?
Mikal.
Yeah, I'll give Bridges.
Right. So my whole thing is, like, when I look and shout out to Sherwin, who mentioned Trey Murphy. I like Trey Murphy's game. He does play defense. He's got a good offensive game. He can get even better. The only problem is he's so untested. He's unproven. And I don't know if the Knicks would want to even first of all, I don't think New Orleans wants to give him up, but I don't know if the Knicks would even want to give up what it would take to get a Trey Murphy, because his value might be higher than what they deem him to be, because he doesn't have the experience. Like, you want somebody, if you're going to give up, you want somebody that you feel comfortable, that's been there, knows how to carry themselves. You put him in any position, they've seen it already. Like, Trey's young. He's still new to the league, basically. I don't know if you want to do that.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends what direction our team is going. If you want to build young,
it really does. It depends on if you go. But I think this Knicks team is going for it as much as they can go for it. You know what I mean? Right. Timeline with Brunson, with Randall, Tibbs being here, they trying to win. They just don't necessarily got all the pieces.
Yeah. See, I don't think we're gonna go for a big trade unless, like, it's like one of those Donovan Mitchell situations again. So I think we're just gonna, like, maybe trade like Cam for like picks, and maybe like see who's on the buyout market, because I hear Will Barton might be on the buyout market. I hear like a player like Rashawn Holmes also is gonna be on the buyout market. And with this front office, I think they're kind of, like, I would say, frugal. So they're not gonna go for big moves that's like giving away all those picks.
Right. And don't get me wrong, in the buyout market, a guy like Rashawn Holmes, that's the type of guy I'd want the Knicks to get. You need a big who can bang a little bit down low and give you a little bit of grit. And if you can get him for the cheap, why not? I don't know if the Knicks would get him, but that's the type of guy, like, you look at. There's certain guys out there that would fit nicely. Toronto's got one. They're not giving him up, but the guy who plays center for them, what's his name?
Kolokolo? Christian?
No, not.
Siakam plays center for them.
No, the backup guy. It's not Koloko, right?
Oh,
Boucher or whatever, Boucher, whatever. Like, guys like that, like, come in, they do.
But they're not consistent enough.
True. But then the thing with Toronto is they got so many different bigs. Like, they use Koloko, they use Siakam at the center, they use Boucher. Like, I don't know. Maybe if he got in a different role where he's used differently, where we depend on him a little bit more over in New York land, maybe he could do a little more. He's talented. We'll see. Shout out to Stafford Don. Salute, brethren. Don't let him fool ya. Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, no. Don't let him fool ya.
He said the New York Knicks, you can expect that they are going to move Reddish at the deadline. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski said, reported on NBA Countdown Saturday, it'll be a combination of second-round picks. Okay. Well, listen. All right, as long as they do something, they get something for them. I don't like the second round picks. I don't know what they're doing. Nobody wants second round picks, and if you do give them up, you better throw some first in there with them. So, but maybe it helps in the end. Look, the Knicks know a lot more. I mean, they're NBA teams. They got their front office. They know a lot more about this stuff than I do. I just, second round picks, man. Well, you know what? Let me not say that, because look, we're talking about guys, and 3 of them are second round picks that are instrumental on this team right now. So listen, let me not be so hard on second round picks. You know what I mean?
True that.
So that's a fact.
Actually, I'm gonna correct my narrative about Tibbs and rookies. I'm not saying Tibbs doesn't play rookies, but he doesn't play them he plays them if the players ahead of him or scrub or get injured. He does that. But I'm saying that this team Rise of the Street right now has a rotation that actually have guys waiting to fill in the slot. So any new rookies, unless they're really good, are probably not going to get played right now for the Knicks. So that means our draft picks are potentially expendable because we have a squad that's almost pretty much set enough with young players that have the future and have the skill set to prevent them from getting rookies play. I'm not saying it's a Tibbs issue necessarily, but it's a coaching issue right now where Tibbs leans more to veterans if he can or more experienced players. So it's not like he doesn't play any rookies. That's not a narrative I want to throw out there. I forgot who just said it's a bad narrative. Whoever it is in the chat, I think it's either maybe the Sherwood or somebody. Whoever it is, I'm saying that he'll play them if they are proven better than the current players, but more than likely if the other players get injured and it opens up a spot for him to get a shot in there, and then he'll play them. But I'm just saying we don't need rookies right now. I wouldn't want to put a rookie in right now unless it's someone, like a Ja Morant or something. Otherwise, I'm running with who we got right now and then looking for another vet who's proven to help us to the next level.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And you know what? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say with Thibodeau, I think it's all about like trust. Like,
right.
With IQ, he trusts IQ. No matter how many bad shots he would say he'll take, he trusts IQ. So he IQ played immediately, Grimes, it took a little longer, but you can see like Grimes is a Tibbs guy. Like,
yeah. Well, listen, Kaiser Soze makes a really good point. He said, listen, the cost of a proven guy is multiple first round picks. Going after Trey Murphy is going for a guy who might be what we need and is cheap. Agreed. I understand that. That's almost like trying to catch Mikal Bridges in a bottle. You know what I mean? Like, so I can understand that, and it might, but like I said, we don't know if New Orleans even wants to give Trey Murphy up. So, but if they did, maybe you. But sometimes that's the thing. In order to get a guy like that is happy where he's at, or they're happy with him, you got to give up more than you want to. Because why else we don't need to trade him? We need him. You know what I mean? He's helping their team. So that's a thought. I don't know. We'll see. Shout out to Long Island Sound. He said we are 3 players away from a championship.
Wow.
That may be the truest amount of players we are away. I think 2 to 3 could be it. I think 2 to 3 could be it. Definitely 2, maybe 3. It's the type of players you get, though. If you get 3 role players, then you need 3 role players. But if you get
like 1 star and like 2,
exactly. Yeah. It all depends.
And by the way, who thinks right now that Detroit, Washington, Milwaukee's protected picks are going to convey in the next year or 2? Well, Milwaukee's 2025, so it's a top 5 protected. So, will any of those convey? And are those not expendable right now for us? If they're not going to convey for 2 to 3 years, because everybody we have right now, or we're looking at 4 to 6 years viable skill sets towards their prime. So all those picks are either going to convey before those guys are too old or before they have actually shown us that they're not capable. So I think those picks are somewhat expendable to get a value guy. Not expendable, but valuable enough to use. So I'm just saying, why hold on to picks that we're not going to get those 2 picks this year, Detroit, Washington, and we may not get them next year. So 2025, again, Frieza does it all the time. Those are 9th graders right now. Can we look for the next 2 to 3 years of someone who can actually help us in 2023, 24, 25, or try to get a rookie in 2025 who's going to start to maybe make an impact 2026 or 2027. I mean, I just say the value is worth it to make the deal right now with those protected picks. And our 2026 pick is also potentially, are we looking that far ahead to say, are we going to be ready for another rookie in 2026 that's going to help us? I just don't see it. So let's try to utilize the picks we have and maximize their effect right now before they become less and less valuable as time goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I agree with you. I mean, as long as you feel like, you know, realistically they don't convey.
Yeah. Right.
It depends.
And they may, because Detroit may next year come in top 10, and who knows? Boom, we get a number 18 pick or actually, if they do well, we're going to get a number 20-something pick. So even then, it's a late first round.
Right.
You know, even Detroit and Milwaukee is going to be a late first round if Giannis is still there in 2 years, because 2025, they're going to be top 10 still, a team, maybe top 5, which means they get to the ECF. That means we're going to get a number 26 pick. And is that really something you're going to be like, oh, yeah, great, we can pick a number 26 pick? Yeah, that's IQ, another IQ. Okay, we could get lucky again. But I'm just saying, if we can get a Kuzma or a, you know, whoever you guys love right now for that pick and 2 other picks that May in 2025 be 18 and 22 in 2025, then sure. I mean, if you like rather wait till then for those rookies, or you get one of those guys now, unload some of these protected picks. That's what they're there for, to get some value for them.
Otherwise, our team's still young. We're not an old team, you know.
Right. So that means right. So that means all those picks, if they convey earlier, we're going to be moving guys off our roster, right? Trying to get those guys in, or have those guys in the G League preparing for 5 years from now. So I'm saying we can rebuild by then if the guys we have now don't work out. But I think they will.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, it all depends. It all depends. Shout out to Paris Duggar once again. Thank you for the generous super chat. Appreciate you. He said Kuzma helped get that championship and is all dog. He can help get that championship, and he is all dog. I mean, Kuzma is a dog. He has his moments where he definitely forget about it.
There's a lot of things working against us with that deal if we do it. Like, Wizards aren't going to give him up because they already just traded Roy Hachimura. So,
but then again, it kind of depends. Like, honestly, I think the Kuzma deal is not something we should even talk about, because the only way I see it happening is if the Knicks send RJ to the Wizards, because I think eventually the Wizards are going to move on from Bradley Beal and what he's not giving them, and the $40 million they keep giving him every year. So they might want to replace him. Not saying that RJ is a good replacement for Bradley Beal, but I'm just saying, like, if you're going to make a trade, it's got to be something with some teeth. So they may not want, the OBs and the Quicklies of the world. Maybe they want an RJ, or even with an RJ, I want to see OB too. Like, they want to see some stuff. So I don't know about the Kuzma. May be a little bit different.
I'm not dreaming about Kuzma, but I'm not saying every time people say they're not giving him up. Remember, Kuzma has the option, and he's already said, I'm not going to sign. We signed that player option this year. So Kuzma right now is on the edge of being a, unrestricted free agent. So Boston may have to go, are you going to sign a deal with us? Talk to him personally and say, are you going to resign? And if he doesn't commit to them, they're going to roll the dice like Dallas did with Brunson, and they're going to go, well, I think you should resign. We're going to make you our centerpiece. Please resign, and they're going to have to try to cater to him, and they got to take a chance on that. And then
Wizards will resign him, I think.
What?
I think the Wizards will want to resign him.
They want to, but it's up to him, because he's fully in his control, right?
Okay, but you think the Knicks will want 4 max contract players on this roster and not be a championship team?
Okay, first, now Kuzma is not.
He's gonna want the bag. He's gonna want the max.
But I think Kuzma could make an ECF. Kuzma could make us ECF.
Maybe. I mean, because the other thing is you got to think about is can the Wizards afford to pay Kuzma? It's not about whether they want to keep him or not. Because remember, they got Bradley Beal. He's not making Julius money. He's making Bradley Beal money.
Bag, but
you know what I mean? And then you got Porzingis.
Yep.
All right. So, and then I don't know whoever else they're giving money to over there, but they're spending some money.
But if they weren't going to re-sign him, they would have traded him and then kept Rui Hachimura. Who was on way less money.
Maybe they're trying to. Maybe they're not. They're not finished yet. And
they
now,
got rid of Kuzma. They could have.
No, we can't rule out what's going to happen yet. We just got to not give up on Kuzma, not dream about him too much, but not give up on the possibility because it's not. We can't just say Washington won't give him up. It's not up to them. It's actually up to him, and then up to us to potentially prime away by saying, you know what, he wants to be here because we can. I mean, I'm sure he's CAA too. He's CAA. We got Deion's son over there. My neighbor, next door neighbor is CAA. Work there, and I could just say, yo, make a phone call to Kuz, tell him, pop by my house next time you're in LA. I take him out to dinner.
You guys really think he's that next star on this team? Like,
I don't know. I'm just saying. I do think. Actually, no. I tell the truth. I think Kuzma's going to be a star. I think Kuzma is a star. I think Kuzma is that close to being a superstar. There's obviously there's a one little factor with superstars and stars, and whatever that factor is, that X factor, Kuzma could be there, and I'm not saying he's there or he has it. I just like his game and his
I'm not gonna argue with you on that, Wiz. I think you make a good point, and Kuzma's made a good point with his play because he is the thing about Kuzma. What makes it interesting with him is the guy can easily average 25 points per game, right? And maybe more depending on how he's used. But the other thing that surprises the rebounding is what surprises me.
He got a lot.
He gets boards, B. I'm like,
yeah.
So that's the thing about him. That's what makes me think like, all right, well, maybe there's something to that, something to it.
Look at his last game with us. Assist also. He has the assist factor. So he's what people love about Julius. He's a little bit longer and a little bit more athletic. Something about Kuzma, man. I don't
think scoring is our main problem, though. Scoring off the bench, yes. Scoring off the bench, yes, that's a problem. Our coach is a defensive coach. Our team we play better when we're playing a chippy defensive game. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we're like one of the top offenses in the league, right?
We're still, we're in the
top.
So
I don't think offense is going to be the key for everything. Defense is what wins us games.
Hey, let me ask you this, and you can still talk about it, Keyshawn, but do you ever see Kuzma getting cooked, though? I'm asking. I don't know. I don't watch enough Wizards games. I have no clue.
I don't see him get cooked, but I'm not seeing him, coming through with that steal.
Every player get cooked in the NBA. So.
Yeah, everyone.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know, but I'm just saying, like on the regular.
I don't hear any great defensive things about him.
Just look at him; he was getting cooked on the Lakers, so he was getting cooked.
But on the Lakers, he was younger. You know what I mean? Like he's had a little bit more, and then once LeBron got there, Kuzma was like, if you talk about a kid who had confidence,
his ego went up. His ego went up. It went up.
No, in the beginning,
and then he didn't get traded for Brandon Ingram. Lonzo got, you know what I mean?
No, yeah,
LeBron chose him.
They kept him
over people like Brandon Ingram in them,
which was kind of wild.
Right,
craziness.
I think LeBron
would be a bad GM.
He messed that one up.
I would never choose Kuzma over Brandon Ingram.
That was wild. I don't know what that was about.
He saw something.
Nah, Kuzma was just playing better than Ingram at the time.
But yeah, Kuzma was hot. Kuzma had he had an incredible summer league.
Incredible.
He had Kuzma was good. Like he was something new. And
if y'all remember, as soon as LeBron got there, Brandon Ingram shot his average up to like 25 and never took it down since.
He was playing well. I don't. Maybe he was too much alpha. And LeBron was coming in with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because Kuzma was supposed to be like if you really watch him, he be injured too, like what everybody else says, like not enough consistency. But he's the closest thing to KD that we got out here.
I mean,
game.
Personally,
Kuzma, I'm talking about, not Kuzma. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I like. To me, I think if Kuzma just stays locked in and is a focal point of his team because he really hasn't. He was at one point before LeBron got there. Kuzma was kind of like starting to become the man. Him and Brandon Ingram were like sharing that role.
Yep.
Correct.
But he hasn't really had it since then.
Who would you prefer, Ron? Brandon Ingram or Kuzma? Because I would prefer BI.
To be honest with, okay, let me be real.
I want BI.
Let me be real.
Yeah,
if you tell me they both healthy, BI hands down. I just think BI gets hurt all the time.
But I would still sneak steal him from New Orleans right now. I would take him. Go let RJ play. Nice. Go let RJ play with his best friend. Take him and Cam. Y'all can have them both, and I'll take BI so we can have the Laker reunion on the Knicks. And then you feel what I'm saying? We'll get 2 solidified 25-point scorers on our team, and Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle with another firecracker and Jalen Brunson, man. I'm telling you.
You know what?
Why don't we talk about that?
Ingram's actually a small forward too.
Yeah, shout out to you, Smoking Nick, for even bringing BI's name back up, because you know what? All this stuff that's going on, you know how there's that trade that's like under the radar, like it's not really on your face, but it's there. The BI trade is something that could happen because even though New Orleans likes him, he hasn't really done a lot.
He in the way of Zion. He in Zion way because he better than Zion, and Zion is just you know pipe dream compared to reality. You know, Zion is a hope and a wish. Zion's a great player. That's not what I'm saying. But Zion ain't better than Zion is not bringing all facets of the basketball. Basketball is not just offense. It's defense,
and with plus
rebounding, assists, threes, mids. Basketball has a lot of factors to it. People just think, oh, because you drive to the rim and you can dunk. No, that doesn't make you great. Can you defend? Can you defend the three? Can you close out? Can you help defend? Can you shoot the mid-range?
Hold on. Let me check something.
There's a lot of factors.
Yep. Assist. I mean, by the way, you guys saw that last game against us that Kuzma put up 47 and 7, right? So when we talk about Randall 25, 20, 10, and 5, I'd love to have a 47
Hold on,
and 7
it's 25 and 11 this year, Wiz. Cut it out.
25,
Stop
11,
it.
and 5.
No. We're not going to go for that undershade. To speak on it correct, it's 25 and 11 this year.
No, but you guys were claiming 20, 10, and 5 can be touched. The 25, 11 shouldn't be touched either, but neither should someone who put up 47 and 7 against us.
Hold on, that's one game. Is he doing that consistently versus every team? No, see, we can't run off this factor just because the player played good against us. We need them because we fall susceptible to that too, right? Just because he beat the Knicks, right, and he went crazy on the Knicks, we need that player now. Now we need to stop falling in love with people that do us dirty. Know what I mean?
Who was guarding him for that 47?
No, that's a true statement. That's a true statement. But in fairness to Kuzma does that to a lot of different teams. He has his
47. He just had a good game because we don't cover the three like that. We give up that shot because we don't trust it. We protect the paint. I don't know why Thibodeau is like that in a 3-point shooting league. But he knows
we don't have a lot of perimeter defenders.
He only had 4 threes in that game. He only had 4 threes in that game, by the way.
No, we got the perimeter defenders. He emphasizes protecting that paint over the three, bro.
We don't have a lot of perimeter defenders.
It's the emphasis.
No, he emphasizes. So forget about the 3-pointer. He only hit 4 threes that game, still put up 40. And he was
why are we still talking about Kuzma?
I don't know.
Sorry, man.
But I like Kuzma. Don't get me wrong. I like Kuzma.
I like him too, but
he got a good game.
I think that with the contract situation, with what he's doing in Washington, I think it's best for him to stay in Washington.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, though.
For himself,
once they trade Rui, we know they keeping him. They
trade
Rui.
Automatically. Like they're going to keep him because by trading Rui, it does sound like because Rui's supposed to be something.
And Rui ain't bad. They just Kuzma came and showed and proved a little quicker than Rui. Consistency, man. The league is about consistency. This is the problem that we have with RJ, right? A lot of people want to pretend that they want him to be what they want him to be, but when you see it, it's just he's hot and cold. When you're dealing with a faucet and you turn on a hot faucet and it's running cold water, you know that's not right.
Right. But guys, keep on. Why he's so pessimistic about Kuzma? He can
because Washington is doing all the measures to keep him.
Yeah,
like that's the thing.
Yeah, once they traded Rui, we know they keeping him.
No,
well, hold on.
You should cut that. You should cut that. Who's going to replace him after they trade him? Is the question.
Here's the thing. RJ Fournier rose with a max contract sign and trade, and that matches salary right away. Boom, done deal. We get Kuzma, RJ.
And we're gonna win a title.
RJ for Kuzma.
Absolutely. You do Smoke right now.
Man.
I would not do. I would not.
Kuzma and Randall play the same position.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think what Paris says. Shout out to Paris. Thank you for the generous super chat once again. Appreciate you. What Paris says does have some legs because of this damn CAA connection stuff with this team.
Exactly.
You can never really put it past them. I can see this being their new plan. Something like this. Pay attention. They want Kuzma and Donovan in free agency 2025 summer. RJ is going. Donovan may get here. Next year's trade deadline. Donovan is coming. That may be the case.
Nah, that's cap. That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. This is Paris. Paris, you my man. You my man. I mess with you, Paris. You my man. But stop with the narrative pushing, bro. Like stop it, bro.
That's not optimistic. I don't think that's an optimistic move, in my opinion. Bro, I don't think Kuzma's
going to tell us to stop being delusional and just take what we have.
Right? I also want to say I don't think necessarily that even though Washington is setting up to keep Kuzma, that don't mean Kuzma want to be there. Kuzma's watch Bradley Beal take the money and be stuck over there. So
that's the
I know that's their plan, but Kuzma don't have to keep the money. He can keep it pushing.
But that's true. But then you're gonna have a bidding war with Washington, and his price is just gonna go up and up, and then you're gonna pay him the max.
There wasn't a clear sign
that's gonna happen.
They didn't want to keep him when they just traded Rui for him. Rui plays the same position as him.
No, I get it. I know what Washington's trying to do.
That is a clear, conscious decision that they made. That's in your face. Now we're being overly optimistic at this point, thinking we can still grab somebody after they traded the person that he was competing with.
No, I don't. I honestly don't think I agree with what you guys are saying about what they do. The moves dictate that they're trying to keep Kuzma. I don't think the Knicks can get him in trade. And I don't think in free agency either. I'm not actually when we get to free agency, Kuzma's gone. It's over.
Gone.
I'm talking about Kuzma going somewhere else. I'm just saying I don't think he'll stay with the Wizards. That's all I was saying. I'm not even thinking about the Knicks at this point.
When this the most highlight of his career that he's been getting.
Dude, you go to Washington, it's a black hole over there. I don't know why Bradley Beal decided to stay over there. Once you stuck over there, it's over.
But guess what? Kuz can do a sign and trade.
He could.
Yeah, I don't want Kuzma. You guys don't think maybe a guy like a Jaden McDaniels or a Terrence Mann who dropped like 31 like
too fragile.
I can't trust those dudes because
we need men with men bodies.
Someone who's stout defensively and that has upside.
Not stout defensively. He's too skinny. He's too frail.
We already
don't play defense.
The Knicks have already committed. That's the other thing. You don't forget who the Knicks are. Don't forget who Thibodeau is. Don't forget who this front office is. When I say who this front office is, I mean the front office goes with what Thibodeau feels. So
as they
don't
should.
Forget
He's
that.
a coach.
I know. Yeah. So if you know that and you know how Thibodeau coaches, you know what he likes. Thibodeau ain't trying to bring in no Terrence Mann or no Jaden McDaniel and have to see what they can get. He wants somebody. If you telling me I can get you Terrence Mann, Jaden McDaniels, or I can get you Kyle Kuzma.
I'm good.
What do you think's more of a Tibbs guy? You know Tibbs is a stubborn coach.
They are not Tibbs guy. I watched Jaden
Kuzma's not a Tibbs guy. I'm sorry. Kuzma's not a Tibbs guy. Terrence Mann, I would say, is more of a Tibbs guy. Kuzma is definitely not a Tibbs guy.
And then once he sees him when he arrives to the stadium, he probably is like, nah, that's not my type of dude. I don't know, but look, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. Let me get to these last super chats, and I really do got to get out of here.
Right.
I'm tired.
Right. Great show. Great show.
Shout out to Paris Duggar, Randall, RJ, and Brunson make what Joker makes combined. Oh,
true. That.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point. And shout out to you for your generous super chat, Paris. That's true. Joker's the one that got away, not for nothing, but he's loyal and he wasn't going anywhere anyway. That's who the Knicks really they needed that dude, but whatever.
Joker, a 2-time MVP.
Yep. Shout out to Nick Yak. I don't know if I said what's up to you earlier, my brother, and I seen you all up in the chat. Salute to you, my bro.
Nick Yak.
Also salute to Billy Goat. I see you. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous super chat once again. He said we are going to use our picks to free up the cap. That sounds like it. Sounds like this Knick team is capologist central, because that's all they do. They take picks, they just move picks around, they figure out how to move and to how we're going to get more money. I don't know if I love it. I think at some point, if the Knicks picks fall somewhere in the teens to 20s in this draft, I would like the Knicks to draft the players. This is a good draft. I think we could get somebody. I'd like to see what they can do. And maybe these guys can develop faster than the guys you did pick. Maybe you don't say, okay.
You hope, Ron.
There's a lot of good players out there. I do hope.
When you're going through the draft, you got to realize that that's us trying to be patient. And we might not be in win championship now mode, but we definitely in win now mode.
Yo,
true.
So we don't need no players that's why we didn't draft no players last year, because of the simple fact that you can't bring more players that you need to focus on their development. Nah, you need to focus on the players that you have developing.
I hear you. But if you find that guy who you think could fit and take the ball and run with it, you're gonna get him.
He gotta be extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Like to me, I mean, I know he's kind of fizzled a little bit lately, and so he's not on everybody's radar the same way. I still think the guy for the Knicks is SGA. Me personally, I like his game. I think he comes here, he's a spark plug. I think the Knicks, to me, SGA is the Cam that we didn't get. He got all the same type of skills. He got great moves in the paint. He can shoot from the outside, and he can go on tears. Like, but he gets hot, he can carry you.
My problem with is
he can drag you, as Smoke and Nick would like to say.
Nah, he ain't dragging. No, I didn't say nothing. I said he ain't dragging nothing. But
I didn't hear nothing.
My problem is this: is the Knicks saying, right? We have, and I noticed this. It's not just you're not just susceptible to this. There's a lot of fans. Why can't just we love the ones we with that fight as hard? We always trying to covet other people's situations and worrying about what other people got going on. Why can't just we worry about what the Knicks is doing, how we moving, who we got? We always so thirsty trying to get other people. Like,
man, why can't we do both?
Hold on, let me do
both.
Yo, sorry.
All right, go ahead. Keep going.
Let me make my statement, Wiz. I know you might not like it because you're susceptible of it as well, but
we're doing both,
right?
We're doing both.
Yo, you know I'm a real guy. You know I don't care. I stand on it. But all I'm saying is this, man. Like, don't get your hopes to the point so high so when we don't get somebody, you're mad now, right? Because we fall crazy to this where we want this person, we want this, and we work our way up to getting this person mentally when it's never gonna happen, man. It's like being in a relationship and you think your relationship is going this way in your head, but in reality it's going another opposite direction. You feel what I'm saying? Let's actually stick to what's going on and stop always being up here with it. You feel what I'm saying?
Smoke.
I'm just saying, man.
Last year, I was saying don't get anybody like IQ and Deuce be the point guards. I was saying keep the game, keep our team exactly the way it is. I didn't want anybody. I still don't. But I'm saying if we have assets that are expendable, like Cam, D-Rose, and some picks.
And Fournier, don't forget Fournier, Wiz.
And Fournier, let's use those to pick up. I'm not getting rid of anybody else but the ones that are not being used, that are expendable or expiring.
I agree with you.
And things like picks that are not going to be, that are not going to convey for 3 years. I'm not saying to touch our team. I want the team the way it is. But if we can get another piece without affecting the chemistry of the team, and that can actually help us. So that's why even Grayson, I'm not crazy about Grayson as a personality, but if he can drop in there and help us, and it's just going to cost us, Cam and D Rose or whatever, boom, nothing lost on our part.
I'm not even disputing us fixing our.
That's what. So that's
hold on. Listen. I'm not even arguing with you. I'm not disputing changing the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th guy on the roster. Right. I think if you can upgrade there, you should upgrade there. My point is that we have a habit of not loving the ones we with. You feel what I'm saying? And always worrying about what other teams are doing and always outside watching. It's called window shopping. We always window shopping. You feel what I'm saying? And we
keep an open mind on possibility.
No, my mind is open. My mind is open. My mind is very open. So I just don't like to window shop. I appreciate what I have when I have it
because we're going. This is a bigger topic, and I don't know if I have time to
talk
about it. It is, but the thing about window shopping is the Knicks do a lot of window shopping because
Knicks
we
fans,
don't draft.
Knicks
Knicks fans, should I say? The Knicks fans do a lot of it because the Knicks organization on the whole doesn't get a lot of transitional talent, exceptional talent in the draft. We get good guys, but we don't get those type of guys that that other teams
we haven't had a Julius Randle or a Jalen Brunson in years, and we instead of appreciating it, you know what we do? We need another guy. Okay.
Smoke.
I'm just telling you what I witnessed.
Hold on, guys.
And Brunson and Randle are free agents we signed. That's window shopping we did. What you talking about?
No. You're scouting. We thought we were getting Kyrie and KD, and they decided they didn't want nothing to do with us. Then we got Julius Randle on the comeuppance, right? And then he decided that he wanted to be somebody, and nobody wants to respect the fact that he decided he was going to be somebody. Right?
How about Brunson? We didn't shop for him.
Well, Brunson.
Hold on, guys. I got to get out of here. So.
Good. Good talk, Keyshawn, bro.
Hey, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Go to the Smoking Nick and subscribe, fam, so we can talk crazy. You heard?
All right, I got you.
Shameless plug.
All right, guys.
All right, brother. Yeah, man. I need to really get out of here too. Yeah. But listen.
Good show, Ron.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys, man. We could talk about this for days, Wiz. And the way you and Smoking Nick go at it, man. Agree to disagree.
I love Wiz though. Wiz know I love him. Even though he needs to take that cab fare and stop sitting in that parking lot, right?
I'm outside my house. I can't go inside till.
But this is a good point.
Just hit the meter.
What Parrish put there,
and take that fare, man. Like matter of fact, I'm a text you right now because I need a ride.
Okay,
there you go. Maybe a ride share, save you a little money.
There we go.
Nah, it's all love, Wiz. I'm just messing with Wiz.
I know. We're good.
He my OG, man. 100.
Yeah, man.
Today we're gonna win today. By the way, we're gonna win today.
We are winning tonight.
We got to win this one. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we're good, man. And this we're going to debate this stuff for years, man. Until we really find out what this Knicks team is, however they go, it's always going to be up. We're always going to be looking to see who else we can add to the team because, quite frankly, the New York Knicks franchise is starved of being in the playoffs and having that type of good level contention. We haven't had it for years. We definitely starved of winning championships. So you got to understand, Knicks fans are always going to want more because
we got competitors. That's
but we've been here with less for so many years. There's some people that just want to win a championship right now. We asked this question on some of the shows.
That's not the way it works.
I know, but we asked the question on one of the shows. Was it last year or this year? No, it was last year. And the question was, how many of you feel this way? How many of you feel that way? You know how many people said that we'll take a championship this year and stink for the next 10 years? They'll be happy with that. Some people just want to see the chip.
Yep.
That's crazy to me. I would want to win the chip too, but stink for 10 years. And I get it, right? Like when the Giants won a championship and then they won another one 4 years later, that lasted me for 10 years, right? It lasted me for 10 years.
I hear you.
I could talk mess, but after a while, like it faded out. Like, and my uncle is the biggest Giants fan. He was the first person. That was 8 years ago.
Would you rather be a Yankee fan now or a Mets fan like Ron?
He was the first dude that was on me. Like,
sorry, Ron.
You know what
I know. Hey, watch it, Wiz.
What is the last
Listen,
ring?
well, hold on. What?
You're muted. You muted yourself.
This mic I got, if I do like this, man, that was great.
You got a sensitive mic. I'm like, yo,
I do.
I thought
you gotta get a Mets smoke. I know about to smoke me with the Mets.
Yeah, you got me all in my emotions there, Wiz. So I have I have a friend who's a Carolina Panther fan, and we go at it. And I be trying to hit him with the Super Bowls. I be killing him with that. But right, you know what he did yesterday? He killed me, and I was like, damn it, man, you're right. He brought up the last 20 years of the Giants and showed their win record and what they've done, right? And then he brought up Carolina's last 20 years. And when we compared them side by side, you take them 2 Super Bowls out the mix, them teams are eerily similar, B. I was like,
hold on. See, that's what people always do. If you take those, you can't take those.
I get it.
You got to hold that. Hold that. Remy Moore. Hold that. Hold that.
Would you rather be Buffalo Bills with a nice team all the time that never win a chip?
They always try to do that, Ron. Try to.
Hold on. First of all,
you can't take those. My quarterback beat your favorite quarterback, the Aaron Rodgers, the Brett Favres,
the Tom Brady's.
The Tom Brady's. So hold that. Hold that.
So Ron, would you rather be a Yankees fan or a Mets fan?
A Met fan. Every day, all day. Every day, all day. Even in the Anthony Young year when he lost 21 games, I'd rather be a Met fan.
I got all my jerseys right here, literally. Look, I go back. Look, let me show you how far I go back, Wiz.
Look at this. The David Wright years. Okay, and the black joint at that.
The black joint, exactly.
You guys are the suckers for punishment, huh?
All right, listen, we could be talking about everything forever here, man. I gotta get out of here. But listen, thank you to all of you guys for tuning in. Thank you for bearing with me, guys who were stuck it out from the beginning when the show was supposed to hit to when we finally got here. I appreciate y'all, man.
Wiz, I'm going live in a little minute too, man. Jump on, man. I want to chop it up with you, man.
Oh, you know I'm gonna be some smoke for you, man. And
there you go.
You know how I do it, man. It's
agree to disagree all day. There you go.
Real
anyway,
talk.
thank you to everybody who
Ron,
jumped in. Thank you to Smoking Nick. Appreciate you. Thank you to Wisdom, aka the Wiz, my guy. Thank you to Keyshawn who jumped in with us. Thank you to what were we gonna say?
Jay Boogie jumped on.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you to Jay Boogie who chopped it up.
Always.
I'm missing one person.
Somebody else was here with us. Nev popped on for a second.
Nev popped on. There you go. Thank you to Nev. Appreciate you, my brother. Nev the Disruptor. There you go.
Nev, Mr. I disagree.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. And special shout out to the chat once again. I appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your day. Knicks game is at 5:30. Let's go Knicks. Hopefully we could get this victory and show the rest of the NBA that we still streaky. We streaking again, folks.
Yes.
Let's go.
Your family, your wife, and your family, sending all the blessings, man.
Salute. Yeah, 100%, man. All the best wishes. We praying for you, brother.
Exactly.
Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Listen, y'all take it easy. Hey, man, as I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday night, 9 p.m. for the Still Knicks Fans Weekly, SKF Weekly with my man John and Jose. And don't forget, tune in to this Monday, especially 9 p.m. We got Nisha Butler on the show. We're going to talk about her high school days. We're going to talk about Georgia Tech, WNBA, and being a point guard. Also, the fact that she has created and launched her STEAM Champs coding network, educating the young children out there. So definitely salute to her. We'll talk. Appreciate y'all. I can't wait to see how that interview is going to go. I'm really excited for it. So definitely check that out, y'all. Also, check us out next Thursday, the NBA Report on NBK, Nothing But Knicks, 8 p.m. And then back again on Saturday, 11 a.m. Hopefully, if I can make it at 11 a.m. for Know the Ledge, man. So appreciate y'all.
Shameless plug. Subscribe to the Smoking Neg.
Yes.
There you go.
Check that like button, Ron.
Hit that like button.
Salute.
You.
Hit the like, subscribe, share. Y'all already know the vibes.
There you go. This guy, we need to bottle his energy, man. For real. All right, y'all. We out of here.